And good evening, everyone, and welcome to Jimmy John's Field for some Friday night baseball right here on the US PBL Network. Tonight we got the Hoppers and the Beavers for some Fireworks Friday presented by MMI Door. Along with my partner Jake Reba, I'm Alex Johnson. Thank you for tuning in for the call of tonight's game. And Jake, both of these teams are coming off playing against each other on Wednesday afternoon in an unpopular contest. The Beavers coming away with the victory 3-0, a win for them to get back on track and looking to do so here before the All-Star break here tomorrow, and the Hoppers trying to bounce back from that shutout loss.
No doubt about it, Alex. Where else would you rather be? Jimmy John's Field. You got two teams that are squaring it off for the fans tonight. They played on Wednesday. It was a 3-0 win for the Beavers, so it's up to the Hoppers to really bounce back and put their best foot forward before the All-Star break, like you talked about. A golden opportunity tonight, and that offense that's as potent as the Hoppers offense is, you know you can't keep them down for long. So yes, they lost 3-0 yesterday, or on Wednesday rather, but you know they'll come back with a vengeance here this evening.
Yeah, absolutely. We talked with Coach Ryan Cockey just before the pregame, just to talk about some things on what he was looking for, coming into the night after that shutout loss on Wednesday. They had 4 days off, because of the 4th of July weekend. Just getting back into the swing of things was a little bit shaky, a little bit rough at first, but looking to get back on track here tonight. Get another chance to take on the same Beavers team. They really think they've done really well for the most of this season. Their offense, he said, has been one of the top of the league. Their ERA, the pitching's been strong. They're just got to be able to stay confident, trust the defense, and everything will go well for them.
Boy, you said it, Alex. Everything in that statement right there is what the Hoppers need to do to get back on track. And, count me in as one of those people that had a lot of fun on 4th of July. So, yeah, we're all a little bit sluggish coming back from the 4th of July and America's birthday. And what better place to be than at Jimmy John's Field here for some USPBL action. So we know what the Hoppers got to do. And then for the Beavers, they've been one of the better teams in this league all season long as well. So it'll be fun to see these two teams square off for the final time in the first half of the season before that All-Star break.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you mentioned, both teams want to be able to get that final win before the break, a chance to gain some momentum with some of those days off just to rejuvenate. And both of these teams, they've worked a lot. They worked really hard to get to where they are this point in the season. It's a grind, from start to finish. And for both of these coaches, Ryan Cockey at the Hoppers, John Jabrowski at the Beavers, and their coaching staffs have worked really hard to get these guys prepped up for that next step where they want to be at.
No doubt about it. And you got to talk about the pitching staff for the Beavers. I mean, a combined 2-hit shutout in the last time these two teams played on July 5th. And we'll get a chance to see Nick Bonk on the getting the start tonight, who had one of those shutout innings as part of a 2-hit shutout. It'll be his first start tonight, and I'm excited to see how he can establish himself as a starter in this league. And albeit a very small sample size, but so far he's looked really sharp.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll talk more about the pitching comparison in our pregame before the starting lineups and the first pitch. Andrew Verbrugge will take the mound for the Hoppers, getting another chance against the Beavers here tonight. We're going to be interesting to see from him as a veteran, experienced guy coming down the mound here tonight.
Absolutely, and you know what? It's a beautiful day. The sun is out, and if batting practice is any indication, the balls were jumping out of the yard. And I know it's only batting practice, but I'm excited, Alex, to see some long balls tonight, possibly.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to final thought here, Jake. What are some of your keys to the game here as both of these teams look to get that final win here before the All-Star break?
Yeah, I think for the Hoppers, listen, you got to establish defensively who you are and get the offense going. Bounce back from that 3-0 loss. And if you're the Beavers, you got to keep the momentum. You had the 3-0 win the last time out. You got to keep the offense going. That pitching staff was solid, but it'll be a true test for both these teams here tonight, and I can't wait to be a part of it.
Yeah, me too, Jake. It's going to be a great one here tonight, folks. We'll have the Hoppers and the Beavers on this Fireworks Friday. We'll be back for the lineups and first pitch right after this, right here on the US PBL Network.
There are things you can rely on in this world, like your dog being happy to see you, coffee getting you through the day, and the government changing business regulations. And when it comes to navigating those regulations, you can rely on Tryon and its team of attorneys. Tryon can also tackle time-consuming HR tasks like payroll and employee benefits, so you can stay focused on growing your business. With Tryon, you don't have to grow it alone. Visit RelyOnTryon.com.
You can always rely on Tryon.
To make this broadcast here on the US PBL Network possible.
Alex, while we wait for those sponsors, how about the excitement in the ballpark tonight? It's a beautiful evening. It's a Friday fireworks spectacular. You got the Diamond Hoppers. You got the Birmingham Beavers. Where else would you rather be? Manager shaking hands at home plate. The field looks pristine, and I, for one, am ready to go for this fireworks spectacular on a Friday night.
Absolutely, Jake. Going to be a great one here tonight as both of these teams evenly matched here. Well, the Hoppers come in, like I said, 10-10. The Beavers 9-11 overall. Trying to end this first half strong with the All-Star game tomorrow, an opportunity to recognize everyone around the USPBL so far this season. As we take a look at it here, we've got the home plate visit here from both sides.
Yeah, with the All-Star game coming up, Alex, there's a couple of All-Stars featured in this game that I'm excited to see. Chris Davis, for one, he's an All-Star captain for the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers and has really established himself as one of the leaders in this league. He can do it all defensively. He's a human highlight reel. And how about his work offensively? You see him there at the top of the lineup. Chris Davis, the center fielder and All-Star captain for this Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers squad, coming in at 9-11 on the season, looking to inch closer to that 500 mark before the All-Star game.
Yeah, take a look at the rest of the lineup, Jake. You got Rudy Ramirez at DH. He'll be followed by J.D. Stubbs over at first. A cleanup hitter, Malik Bolin out on left. Ray Hilbrich, leading guy in average throughout the entire USPBL, batting .435 overall. Here to start his USPBL career. Luke Stevenson behind the dish, bats 6. Marcus Judd bats 7th at second. Shoma Yoshida at the hot corner bats 8th, and rounding out the lineup is Ben Wilcoxon over at short. And on the bump for the Beavers, making his first start for him on the season, Nick Bonk, the right-handed pitcher from Buffalo Grove, Illinois. Take a look at the Hoppers starting lineup. You got Alex Pup, the veteran leader, over at short, leading it off. That'll be followed by Luis Acevedo over at second. Joseph Califat, who's made a great start in his USPBL career. He's in left batting third. Joe Burke, a guy to look out for in the cleanup spot, batting fourth. Brian Schellenbarger over on right bats fifth, and he'll be followed by the center fielder, Anthony Flores. Chris O'Neill is the DH batting seventh. Todd Maddox is over at the hot corner, and rounding out the lineup is Taj Porter behind the dish, and on the bump for the Hoppers is Andrew Verbrugge. So something interesting to look out for here tonight, Jake, with that lineup for both of these teams. What do you see here from these lineups here tonight?
Well, we talked about Chris Davis at the top of the lineup for the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers, but how about on the other side when you talk about some of the All-Stars? Brian Schellenbarger for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. He's been a menace for the opposition all season long. He can get it done at the plate, and we'll see him at the All-Star game. A couple of position players that will be featured here this evening. So anytime you got all-star talent, you got an all-star crew, it's fun to watch, fun to see them competing at the highest level, and that's what USPBL baseball is all about here from Jimmy John's Field in beautiful, beautiful downtown Utica, Michigan.
Yeah, going to be an exciting one here tonight, and is getting ready with the starting lineups coming out on the field. It's going to be interesting to watch here tonight. Both of these teams evenly matched. We talked with the managers here this evening. And it's right up to it. No, looking at it, no, from top to bottom, everyone's evenly matched here. No one has really pulled away just yet, in the first half of the season. So everyone's right neck and neck with it.
Well, my friend Alex, as the great Bill Parcells would say, you are what your record is. We got the 10-10 Diamond Hoppers and the Beavers at 9-11. You are what your record says you are. And so moving into the second half of the season, maybe the Diamond Hoppers will be above the 500 mark. Maybe the Beavers will be inching closer to that 500 mark. But you said it, a lot of evenly matched play throughout the season. And from top to bottom in this USPBL, anybody can beat anybody. You throw the record books out the window, and I'm loving what we got going on in center field here. How about a jumbo flag with the kids getting the flag going? The Diamond Hoppers there you see from the dugout, they're enjoying it. It's a fireworks Friday. The Beavers in their home white uniforms, like the Diamond Hoppers in those black uniforms with the orange caps. It looks good all the way around. And man, where else would you rather be? Maybe Lake St. Clair on a beautiful night like tonight, 80 degrees, but Jimmy John's Field's a very good option as well.
The Beavers getting ready to do the starting lineup. Going to be a good one here tonight. As the Beavers about to get on the field, and we got some Friday night action between the Hoppers and the Beavers in store for you here this evening. Any final thoughts?
Let's play some baseball, huh?
Yeah. So as the Beavers getting ready to take on the field, when we come back, we'll have first pitch coming up right after this, right here on the USPBL Network. Don't go anywhere.
Jimmy John's Field is the perfect venue for birthday parties, summer picnics, company outings, and provides the best entertainment in Metro Detroit with great baseball all summer long. Spend your summer nights under the lights at Jimmy John's Field in historic downtown Utica.
Fifth Third Extra Time helps you do you better. So kick back and relax. You have extra time to avoid overdraft fees. Fifth Third Extra Time. This is banking a Fifth Third better.
Throughout your life, from big moments to ones well-earned, we're your financial guardian angel. Alliance Catholic Credit Union.
Welcome back, everyone, to Jimmy John's Field. We've got the Hoppers and the Beavers on this Friday night here in downtown Utica. It's the final game of the first half of the season before the All-Star break tomorrow. Got a good one in store on this Friday Fireworks Spectaculars presented by MMI Door. I'm Alex Johnson, my partner here this evening, Jake Rietma. The Beavers are getting ready to go. While they're getting warmed up, let's take a look at our sponsors for tonight's game who made this broadcast possible. As Nick Bonk gets working here on the mound, we'll take a look at our sponsors here in just a second.
Yeah, before we get to our sponsors, Alex, how about Nick Bonk? Like I said in the open, it's a small sample size, but it's been pretty good so far. He can't do much better than a 0.00 ERA, and I know it's only been one inning, but the right-hander can sure bring it, and I'm excited to see him in a starting role tonight.
Yeah, take a look at him, and part of our pitching comparison here tonight presented by Ascension. Nick Bonk, I mentioned, going to be his second appearance, making his first start. In his USPBL career, was a reliever throughout his time at Northern Illinois. Had one hit, one strikeout, and one walk. And then Andrew Verbrugge is on the mound for the Hoppers. We'll talk more about him in the bottom half of the game. Let's take a look at our sponsors here tonight who made this broadcast possible. MMI Door, Ascension, Balfour Property Restoration, Budweiser, Dave & Buster's, DTE Energy, Fifth Third Bank, Jarbcom, Jimmy John's, Macomb Community College, McLaren Macomb, McQuaid Heating and Cooling, Plumbing and Refrigeration, Metro Detroit Chevy Dealers, Pepsi, Scott's, and United Wholesale Mortgage. I'd like to thank all of our sponsors who made this broadcast possible. Nick Bonk getting ready to take the mound. Going to start off with Alex Pup, the shortstop for the Hoppers.
Yeah, Alex Pup struggled a little bit offensively, just a .194 batting average in 19 games. He started all 19 of them. See if he can get into a rhythm, see some pitches as the leadoff man, and give a good look to that Hoppers dugout as we see Nick Bonk in a starting role for the first time.
That was a first pitch strike to Pup. Sunny skies here at the ballpark here tonight. Someone drops in the dirt for a ball.
Yeah, we know what Alex Pup can do defensively, but getting started offensively is where he struggled a little bit this year. I mentioned the batting average, but capable from that right-handed side of the box, doing damage.
Sends one foul to the screen. Oh, he was 0 for 3 on Wednesday. Was only 1 for 7 in the last series against the Unicorns. But has been a key player defensively, Jake. He's made a lot of key defensive plays, some highlight plays over the course of the season. 1-2 pitch, and chased him upstairs, and he goes down swinging. Nick Bonk gets his first punch out here to start the night.
Yeah, while we have our eyes on the Diamond Hoppers offensively, Nick Bonk, man, since he's coming to this lead, albeit a small sample size, he has really shown what he can do on the mound, and you see it there, just overpowering Pup, the batter, for the first strikeout of the game.
We got Luis Acevedo, the second baseman for the Hoppers, stepping in. First pitch outside at 93 miles per hour.
And for Bonk, we talked with the manager about what he can do and when he's at his best with John Dombrowski, saying when he's pounding the zone, when he's filling up that strike zone and has command, look out. He can be a dangerous pitcher.
Skied in the air to shallow right. Good rundown by Marcus Judd. It's a call off Hilbrich and Stubbs to get the out. So take a look at the defense, Jake, here for the Beavers. Have a really talented outfield in Malik Bolin, Chris Davis, and Ray Hilbrich. And over in the infield, Shoma Yoshida at third, Ben Wilcoxon at short, Marcus Judd at second, J.D. Stubbs at first, and Luke Stevenson behind the dish. So take a look at the Beavers defense presented by Three Dimensional Services. So 2 outs for the Hoppers. Joseph Califoot steps in.
And it's so important to get off to a good start for Bonk. And 2 outs, base is empty. He can relax and fire. He's get the jitters out of the way in his first start as a member of the USPBL. Only thrown 1 inning coming into here. And what better way to start it than 2 quick outs?
He's been attacking the strike zone. He's been going fastball. This time he goes in with that slider at 82. That just misses.
It's an important AB for Califoot here to see some more pitches because Bonk really mowed down those first 2 hitters, and he's got to give that dugout a look at the new guy.
Well, 1 pitch, and 1 bounces into the dirt up into the screen.
We talk about command of those pitches, not just being able to pound the zone, but really dictating at-bats against the opposition. So crucial for Bonk, and he's done that in his first 2 at-bats here tonight.
He's trying to stay composed like he was doing, and now he's fallen behind 3-1. Califoot, the left fielder from Columbus, Wisconsin, played his college ball days at Edgewood College in the Division III school in Madison, Wisconsin. Off to a good start, 321 average on the season. As he sends that one out of play. Had an 0-for-4 day on Wednesday. But he's been a bright spot, coming in. Those mid-season additions that these teams make, with the college showcase and adding some guys in, along the way.
Yeah, and when we talked with Ryan Kotke about exactly that, it's different than affiliated ball. This is independent baseball. It's a little bit different of a schedule. Guys are not necessarily playing every day, but they're doing something baseball related every day. So crucial to get into that rhythm and learn the ins and outs of playing professional baseball.
Yeah, it's been interesting to watch, these teams compete and work. I went off the glove. Sliding there was Wilcoxon. But it goes into left center.
All right, our first test for the official score, Alex. You got hit or error on that one. It was a well-hit ball, but a play that Wilcoxon can make. I still think you got to give it a hit for Califoot.
Yeah, it was a tough play, but no, it just came out hot, and Wilcoxon making that sliding play on the backhand, but could not get a glove on it. It's going to go down as a 2-out base knock. And it brings up the cleanup hitter, Joe Burke. Joe Burke, the first baseman from Jeffersonville, Indiana. At this time at Kentucky Wesleyan College, hitting .317 at 92 miles per hour, makes a 1-1. 2 home runs and 13 RBIs for the Hoppers cleanup hitter. On first base, 2 outs. Bonk gets set, throws. Low, 2-1.
Yeah, Alex, you mentioned Burke playing at Kentucky Wesleyan in a Division II program. So neat to see where all of these guys come from in their journey to end up at in the USPBL, I should say. Division II guys, Division I guys, NAIA guys, Division III, all meeting here in Utica.
Yeah, it's been really fun to watch, these guys and their journey here and how they got here, and they really enjoy it, the atmosphere and getting to be in the Metro Detroit area and get to know and work with.
Yeah, learning from some of the best, Ryan Kotke and John Dombrowski, just to name a few, and all the experience and wisdom and insight that they can provide to guys early in their professional career.
3-1 pitch. That's a high strike. Joe Burke was on his way to first base.
Not so fast, my friend.
Yeah.
That was at the top of the zone, though, from our vantage point up here. From high atop Jimmy John Field, Bonk gets the call.
Yeah, trying to get out of this here with this payoff pitch. Runner on the move. Sends it foul. Right to the screen. You take a look at the command for Nick Bonk. No, has 4 pitches to his arsenal. He has a fastball, a slider, a changeup, and a curveball. He's been going mostly fastball, like we've seen so far, Jake.
Yeah, making his first start, probably is most comfortable with that fastball and wants to establish a rhythm on the mound, so no surprise there.
3-2 pitch. Chopper over to Yoshida. Routine play over to J.D. Stubbs to retire the side. The Hoppers get a 2-out single and nothing else. We're going to head to the bottom of the first inning. When the Beavers will step up to the plate. No score here, and we're going to send it down to Kara Wolfbauer for our sweetheart sponsor of the game, presented by Thrifty Florist.
Happy Friday, Jimmy John's Field. Now, what a beautiful day for baseball and a beautiful day for our sweetheart of the game. Now, JJ, our field general, went sniffing around the stands today and found our friend Allison. He stopped by Thrifty Florist this morning and picked up this beautiful bouquet of flowers. But I think there's a reason he chose Allison. He was walking around the stands and found her daughter Grace, who has a JJ plush toy. He just knew that they were meant to be best friends. So he came on over, had to choose her mom, Allison, and she is a beautiful sweetheart of the game. Give him a big wave, Allison. There she is. All right, give her a big round of applause. Thank you so much, Allison. Great job, JJ. You'll see him picking up those bats later, but you're going to hear from Johnny, and on the broadcast, you'll hear from our boys in the booth. Let's send it back up there.
Thanks, Kara. Bottom of the first inning we go here at Jimmy John's Field. Andrew Verbrugge takes the mound for the Hoppers. We'll take a look at him. Here's the right-handed pitcher from Grand Rapids, Michigan. A graduate of Hillsdale College.
Charge on, as they say, the Hillsdale Chargers.
Let's take a look at the three-dimensional services defensive alignment quickly here for the Hoppers. Take a look at the outfield. Joseph Califoot in left, Anthony Flores in center, Brian Schellenbarger in right. And then Todd Maddox over at the hot corner, Alex Pupp at short, Luis Acevedo at second, Joe Burke over at first, and Tosh Porter behind the dish for Andrew Verbrugge. Now taking a look at Verbrugge here, Jake, we mentioned the Hillsdale College grad. It's 6'5", 200 pounds, is a right-handed pitcher. Looking at his stat line so far, he's a really veteran leader. These stats don't really say really much about him. They might be a little bit higher than expected, but he's still a really good pitcher, and once he's on his game, he could be really tough to beat.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you can make that case for a lot of guys on the bump that once they get into that rhythm, they feel what they're capable of doing, and it just hasn't happened yet for Verbrugge. 0-2 with the 6.63 ERA, but a golden opportunity here to put his best foot forward and establish a rhythm on the mound and get some Beavers out of there and his Hoppers into the dugout. As you get a look at that packed house here at Jimmy John's Field. Yeah, we're still celebrating America's birthday. You got the red, white, and blue there, the stars and stripes, and I'm excited for the fireworks following the conclusion of today's game. But more baseball here, Alex.
Absolutely. Chris Davis is going to lead it off for the Beavers, and the last time these two players faced each other, in the last game outing on June 25th, he sent the first pitch out to right field for a leadoff home run. Not the case here tonight, as he gets hit by a pitch.
But hey, leadoff man's job is to get on base by any means necessary, and he did it there by wearing a fastball. It'll sting a little bit, but rub some dirt on it, Chris. We know you will. He's a tough guy out of I believe Duke. Yeah, Duke and Princeton. My apologies there. Ivy League guy, and of course we know the academic prowess that Duke boasts. I was talking to him earlier in the game. Said you got to be the smartest guy out here.
Yeah, he's really been enjoying himself, here in the USPBL, and has done really well. One of the top players in the league. He gets on base with the hit by pitch, and now Rudy Ramirez steps in. Ahead in the count 2-0.
Yeah, Verbrugge really struggling with command. I know it's only been a couple of pitches, but he's hit a batter and has found himself behind 2-0 here. He's got to bear down, as they say.
Trying to find his rhythm On the ground, off the glove of Todd Maddox. Ramirez will reach. Everyone is safe.
I mean, what a costly error over there at third base by Maddox. I know it's early, but your pitcher's struggling, and on a 2-0 pitch, you get a tailor-made ground ball, albeit around the horn 5-4-3, but something Maddox is certainly capable of doing and could have really helped out his pitcher there. But unfortunately, that's going to put 2 on with nobody down early on here. The Beavers threatening.
Yeah, I'm just taking a look at this replay here that we have here on the stream. As J.D. Stubbs steps up to the plate. Looked like he was trying to get it on his glove, and it just fell out of him when he was trying to make the play over to first. The throw. Stubbs lines one out to Schellenbarger. It was a hard hit ball, but it goes down as a line out.
Yeah, sometimes the best pitch is an Adam pitch. Make him hit him right at him, because that was well struck, but right at Schellenbarger out there in right field. He did a nice job squeezing it, and there's one away. A much-needed out for Verbrugge there as Stubbs lines out to right.
That's a huge out. Now Malik Bolin steps in. Bolin was near the top of the average, top in batting average for a while. It's gone down now to 243.
I mean, he's got the most at-bats of anybody on this Beavers team with 70 of them, so water's going to find its level every now and then. But there's a nice shot up the middle.
Yeah, drops in off of Flores. Davis will stop at third, and the bases are loaded here for the Beavers with 1 out.
You know, with Davis's speed, ball was really well hit, but he got a great jump on it. And I'm watching the third base coach, and I was surprised that the stop sign was put up with Davis rounding third. Although, you got a big inning building already with the bases loaded and just the 1 down, so you certainly understand holding the runner at third as well. But what an opportunity here for Hilbrich with the bases loaded and just 1 down.
And we mentioned Hilbrich at the top of the show, as this one's guide into foul territory on the first pitch. Todd Maddox gets the out.
Oh, that's a huge out. I mean, kept it in the infield, so no runner able to advance on any kind of sacrifice fly. And now there's 2 away. The infield can resort back to normal depth at both the corners and up the middle. And don't look now, but Verbrugge's 1 pitch away from really avoiding any kind of major damage and pitching out of quite the jam.
Trying to get this out here, and the Beavers, looking at it here, Jake, only hit 154 with the bases loaded this season. That's been a struggling point for them. They're trying to capitalize.
We'll see if Stevenson can change that.
And this would be huge for Verbrugge, too, if he can get out of this unscathed. As it's already 0-2 on Luke Stevenson, who's also has made a great start to his USPBL career. Coming in a few weeks ago, coming from Elginak, Michigan. Oh, that one just missed at 87 mile per hour on the fastball. At that outside part of the plate. So 1-2 on Stevenson. Verbrugge gets set. And swing and a miss. Verbrugge gets out of the jam. And the Beavers will leave the bases loaded. That's huge for the Hoppers. We got no score heading to the top of the second. We'll be back after this right here on the USPBL Network.
They call me Prospects. Since the day I was born as a diver's watch, the challengers of the world have taught me many things. Life is not a numbers game. It's about challenging ourselves. No matter what happens, just follow your heart. These pioneers drive our generation forward. Not by setting records, but by never giving up. Keep going forward. Prospects.
Available at Lucido Fine Jewelry. What are the odds that we're neighbors, we've known each other our whole lives, and both tear the exact same things in this exact same knee?
So an ACL tear is an injury to the main stabilizing structure of the knee.
You want a good team around you because then you know that what you're doing is going to help you in the long run.
My message to everyone who's helped me, thank you so much because you guys helped me progress so much.
Also hearing it from a friend that's went through the exact same thing, I think sort of helps that know that there's a bright side at the end.
Welcome back, everyone. Top of the second inning. No score between the Beavers and the Hoppers as Nick Bonk gets back on the mound. Taking a look at the Hoppers dugout. They're really happy after getting out of that jam. The Beavers had the bases loaded with one out. And Andrew Verbrugge was able to get Ray Hilbridge out on the first pitch and then strike out Luke Stevenson to end the threat.
Alex, kind of a combination of some well-timed pitches by Verbrugge, and when you consider the start that inning got out to with the hit batter, the air, and all of a sudden you got the bases loaded, one out, and he gets out of it unscathed, you'll take that. That could be a huge momentum boost for the youngster Verbrugge.
We'll see how the Hoppers respond here as they get back to work. Brian Schellenbarger swings on the first pitch out into left field over the head of Shoma Yoshida.
And Schellenbarger showing why he's an all-star. You know what he can do in the field and showing it with the bat here, and a leadoff man on for the Hoppers.
Always what you want to see as Anthony Flores steps in. The center fielder from San Jose, California. Played at University of Nevada, coming in with a .266 average on the season. At that 92-mile-per-hour fastball right down the middle for Nick Bonk.
Yeah, he looks comfortable there. You see him pounding the zone, painting the outside from the stretch with the runner on, working first base side of the rubber. Bonk looking comfortable.
Not paying attention to the runner. Goes inside with the off speed at 80 miles an hour. 1-1 count. Getting into his motion. That one grounded foul.
Yeah, Schellenbarg over there at first base. Not the most fleet of foot, but he's stolen 2 bags on the season in 2 attempts, so he's perfect.
Yeah, trying to be not somebody you really want to, not really somebody that steals a lot, but he can go when you're not paying attention. Let's take a look at our home plate here. Just missed outside, 2-2. I mentioned Nick Bonk coming in at 6'7", 215 pounds, so the right-hander from Buffalo Grove, Illinois. Spent his college career at Northern Illinois University. Got his first appearance on Wednesday. Went 1 inning of work, like you mentioned. On the ground, on one hop to Will Coxon. He'll throw to Judd for the first, and out of the glove of J.D. Stubbs, so they couldn't turn 2.
What a collision over there at first base as Flores went barreling sideways after a little bit of contact with Stubbs. We'll hope both those guys are all right. And Judd's throw over to first was in the dirt, forcing Stubbs to try to pick it. It was a bang-bang play either way, coupled with the fact that the 2 players collided, and over there at first, Stubbs is still kind of walking it off. We'll hope he's all right.
Looks so here, though. It's just a tough play. But they do get the out at second.
6-4 if you're keeping score at home.
The fielder's choice brings up Chris O'Neill. Chris O'Neill coming in with a .222 average. Foul down the first base line.
Alex, that one carrying right off the catcher Stevenson's mask, and we'll hope he's all right. Umpire going to give him a little bit of time there. He had his head in the game, though, that's for sure.
Yeah, he did. No, it's always difficult when that foul ball comes right at you at the mask. Comfortable now. Bonk gets set with the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Going back with that fastball at 92.
Yeah, when Bonk really reaches back and really digs within, he can really overpower a batter.
It's been his go-to. That fastball he's been really comfortable with the majority of the time. Let's see what he does here. He goes with that off speed at 82. Forces O'Neill to swing in the dirt for out number 2, the second punch out this evening.
Yeah, and Alex, right now with the sun where it is, you got the batter in the shade from the shadow of the stadium, the pitcher on the mound in the sun. So the visibility component also could be a factor here this evening for the first couple of innings until that entire infield, including the pitcher's mound, is all covered from the shadows from the stadium.
Yeah, we're going to be able to see how that plays an impact. You know, as a broken bat, Judd gets Flores on the tag. So the Hoppers are retired after that. After that broken bat on the ground ball. We're still tied up at 0 heading to the bottom of the second inning. We're going to send it down to Carol Wolfbauer for the kid of the game.
Fans, it might be a little hard to see me. I'm waving over here. I'm in section 102 with our Henry Ford Macomb Hospital kid of the game, Emberly. Now, Emberly is a gymnast. She's only 7 years old, but she said she's a big Beavers fan. And the reason I thought she was so funny,
we're going to take a break and we'll be back right here on the USPBL network.
And I thought it was really cute, so we made her the kid of the game today. But I have to let her go early. She is dying for these Dippin' Dots over by the kids zone. So, Emberly, thank you for being with us today. Everyone give her one big round of applause one more time.
To avoid any theft.
Great job, Emberly. We'll let her go get those Dippin' Dots now. We'll send it back up to John.
Security cameras to the tip of your fingers with our state-of-the-art mobile app. JARPCOM also provides surveillance monitoring of your entire property with flexible options that offer a dependable solution to be scaled to fit any domestic or commercial need. Contact JARPCOM today for a free estimate at 800-369-0374 or look us up on the web at jarpcom.com.
Make your move with a quick and easy mortgage from Genesis Credit Union. We have mortgages to fit your life. Genesis Credit Union. Visit us today.
Bottom of the second inning here at Jimmy John's Field. Andrew Verbrugge gets back on the hill. Still tied up at 0 apiece. It's the Hoppers and the Beavers in this final game before the All-Star break. Alex Johnson and Jake Riepma here with you on the call this evening. Verbrugge got out of a bases-loaded jam in the last inning he worked with. Now trying to look for an easier approach, easier inning here, Jake, here in the second inning, as he will face the bottom of the order, Judd, Yoshida, and Wilcoxon.
Yeah, Alex, that's exactly what I'm looking for in inning number 2 for Verbrugge. Shake the cobwebs out, get into your rhythm, settle down a little bit. The first one's in the book. It didn't go as planned per se, but you got out of there unscathed, and it's still a 0-0 ball game. So rock and fire, big guy. Get back to work here in the bottom of the second.
Well, Verbrugge can face Marcus Judd to lead it off. The second baseman from Davenport, Florida.
It's a nice area, I hear.
And everything down in Florida is nice. You know, the weather and the warm weather.
We'll have to vacation there sometime. Although it's always a vacation in Utica, Michigan.
Oh. Yeah, a lot of people just come out here to watch the game. You know, a lot of families come out here, especially on Fridays with the fireworks and all the activities around the ballpark.
You really can't beat it, Alex.
Our kids getting to run the bases after the game, and that one off the glove. And a grounder to Alex Pup. Goes in the left field, and Judd is aboard.
That was going to be a tough play for Pup because all of his momentum was taking him to third base.
But we saw, or I should say we've seen shortstops kind of make a living out of that play. Derek Jeter with the jump throw back to first, an iconic Jeter move, but Pup unable to come up with it, and that's definitely a hit for the leadoff man, Marcus Judd, here to start the second inning.
Yeah, that would have been a difficult play for Pup as Shoma Yoshida sends it foul. The third baseman from Irvine, California. Verbrugge takes a look over, pitching from the stretch. Just outside at 87 miles per hour. Verbrugge has 5 pitches. He has a 4-seam, a 2-seam, a curveball, changeup, and slider. I've seen some of this fastball we're doing here below the knees at 87. Count reads 2-1. Verbrugge pitching from the stretch. Oh, that one over the head of Yoshida. Had to duck down.
Yeah, Verbrugge needing to regroup a little bit here. He's behind in the count, 3-1 already with the leadoff man on.
Pitching from the stretch. Judd dancing around over at first, but Yoshida will take the walk. Now Ben Wilcoxon will step in. Wilcoxon coming in with a .281 average. He was hovering around 350 a couple weeks ago. Went 0 for 3 on Wednesdays. He takes a first pitch strike with that curveball at 73.
And if you're Verbrugge, if that's what feels comfortable to get ahead, by all means, attack that zone. Work ahead in the strike zone.
Does that again, this time at 70 miles an hour.
And, if I'm the Beavers, dugout in their entire lineup, I'm seeing Verbrugge struggle with control a little bit. I might take a couple before you start to help him out.
On the ground softly, Maddox will get the for sure out as he throws it to Burke. Both runners advance. Now Chris Davis, let's go back to the top of the order. Taking a look at Chris Davis. He has done phenomenal against the Hoppers this season, Jake. 8 for 23, during the games these two teams play each other. Swings at the first pitch, and it's going to drop in front of Schellenbarger. Judd will score, Yoshida will stop at third, and the Beavers strike first.
Well, we know what Chris Davis can do, and he wasted no time, found something he liked, drove it to right field, and he almost hit it too well as Schellenbarger nearly had enough time to make the catch, but it dropped in front of him for the single. And it only scores the 1 run with Judd able to come around and score because Yoshida alertly had to see that ball down before breaking for third, but still more damage and opportunities here with runners at the corners for the Beavers.
And the heart of the order coming up, something that John Dabrowski is really happy about, as Rudy Ramirez steps in. Ramirez reached on an error his last time up. The left fielder from Brighton, Michigan, played at Wayne State University as he grounds this one foul.
Not too far from here, Wayne State University in the heart of Detroit. The Warriors.
Yeah, we have many guys, coming around, from Michigan colleges, from the Metro Detroit area or both around the Grand Rapids area, up north. We've had over the last few years. This one goes right back to Verbrugge. They're going into a collision, and they're still able to get the double play.
It doesn't always have to be pretty, Alex, but they got it. I don't know if that was a 1-4-3 or 1-6-3. Either way, it's going to go down as a double play.
So, but they do get the 1 run for the Beavers thanks to the Chris Davis RBI single. It's a 1-0 lead. We'll be back for the top of the third here on the USPBL Network. Go to break.
First State Bank is a locally owned and operated business. We're part of your community. At fsbcares.com, you'll find ways that we're making a difference by featuring locally owned and operated businesses, providing access to helpful financial resources, and engaging with community. fsbcares.com is part of our commitment to the neighborhood because strong neighbors mean stronger communities. Where good neighbors do great things. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
Top of the third inning here at Jimmy John's Field. It's going to be the 9-1-2 for the Hoppers. Taj Porter, Alex Pup, Luis Acevedo. Nick Bonk back on the mound. Bonk has done really well so far. This team up 1-0 thanks to the RBI single by Chris Davis. I mentioned Bach, the Northern Illinois University grad. Played there for 5 seasons. Used mostly as a relief pitcher.
Yeah, Alex, as you look at the outlook of this game, I know we're only 2 innings in, but I think if you're the Eastside Diamond Hoppers, you got to feel fortunate to only be down 1-0 and now back at the plate, an opportunity to cut into that lead and perhaps a good start. Oh, nice catch on the run there.
Yeah, right to Malik Bolin. He had a good approach there by Taj Porter. It was going the opposite way, but Bolin, talented out there in left field, able to make that routine catch. And it's going to bring him back up to the top of the order. Alex Pup. Glad to have you with us here on the USPBL Network. Alex Johnson, Jake Reba here with you for the call this evening. Thanks to everyone tuning in on Facebook and YouTube. Make sure to leave a comment on where you're tuning in to tonight.
We got a couple people sounding off on YouTube. Guy Giovanni Moseri, what up? Go Frogs. Of course, for using the frog emoji for the Diamond Hoppers. Christy O'Neill says, let's go Hoppers. Got a couple people chiming in for the Beavers. Glad to have you along on the USPBL Network.
Yeah, some Friday night action and a good one in store as both of these teams. The Hoppers look to get above 500 before the All-Star break. Beavers trying to get a game under 500 before the break. As it's 1-2 on Alex Pup, who struck out swinging his first time up. One-two pitch on the ground to Yoshida. He throws it over to J.D. Stubbs to retire Pup for out number 2.
Yeah, Yoshida looks comfortable over there at the hot corner. Fielded it to use his momentum to take him to first base and get everything on it on the throw over there. That's well done can put that one on a clinic video.
Yeah, he's made some key plays. Those ground balls. That's something they work on a lot, with Coach Dombrowski. They have a routine play, for certain situations, routine ground balls, pop-ups. The necessary skills that you need to get to the next level.
Absolutely. Dombrowski talked about how important establishing that routine is for each one of these guys and how much attention they put into every little detail and every component of familiarizing these guys with the grind that it takes to play professional baseball. And everything's down to a science. Everything's calculated so that there's no wasted time and that they're maximizing their performance in all aspects.
Got to get them ready to go, and setting up that foundation that he has brought to the table and he has built with these guys, and want to get them ready. Things they work on in practice every single day to become better. 2-1 count here on Luis Acevedo, as it's now 3-1.
Bonk's fallen behind here, but he has looked sharp so far this evening.
Coming in with a 345 average on one hop up the middle to Wilcoxon. He throws it over to J.D. Stubbs. And the Hoppers go down 1-2-3. That's our fifth third out of the game, presented by Fifth Third Bank on that ground ball. As it's still a 1-0 Beavers lead as we head to the bottom of the third inning. And now it's time for JJ, and here comes JJ the Water Boy, sponsored by Michigan First Credit Union. He always makes sure our umpires are hydrated and ready to go, and now he'll get a nice treat to fuel him for the rest of the game. And now we're going to send it down to Kara Wolflower for our DTE Energy Kid versus the Mascot.
The mascot race. I believe it's the most competitive game we have going on here tonight because this kid is ready to go. Now, Ben, though, has a Hoppers hat on, so he's a pretty big Hoppers fan, and he's facing off against Buzz the Beaver, so this is going to be a tough race today. Now, Buzz hasn't won a game in a long time, so we're going to place him at second base, give him a bit of a head start, so maybe he can boost some confidence today. All right, you boys ready? Yes. All right, 3, 2, 1, take off. All right, here we go. Ben's working pretty fast out of the gate. Buzz is already on his way to third, but not working too quickly here. But he needs your guys' help. Let me hear you cheer him on. Cheer him on like you're hearing those Friday night fireworks already. Here he comes. It's a bit of a close race today. And he gets a high five from Taj Porter. Great job, man. Good try, Buzz. We'll see. Maybe one of these days, right? All right, send it back up to Johnny and the guys in the booth.
Thanks, Kara. Bottom of the third inning we go here at Jimmy John's Field. Always those good activities, in between the action. The kid versus the mascot. A lot of things going on around here at the ballpark. Great time for families to come out here, with the kids out of school. The heart of summer here in Metro Detroit. A lot going on.
Yeah, if there's one thing that Buzz the Beaver needs to improve on, it's his speed. My goodness, step on it, Buzz. We need a better effort out of you.
Yeah, he had a head start at second base.
Exactly. I mean, all the training that these guys are doing on both for the Hoppers and the Beavers, I think Buzz the mascot needs to spend a little time in the weight room to improve some speed. I'm coming after him.
J.D. Stubbs swings at the first pitch again, but out of the reach of Acevedo. He gets a leadoff single. He's had some hard-hit balls, and that's a good sign to get the leadoff man on for the third inning in a row. And he brings that leadership to the table, coming from Georgia Gwinnett College, one of the top NAIA schools in the nation.
Yeah, and if you're the Hoppers, I beg your pardon, if you're the Beavers, you had no problem getting guys on base. It's just a matter of getting them home. Leave the bases loaded in the first inning, and then with runners at the corners with just one out, you ground into the double play to conclude the second inning. So it's just a couple of golden opportunities that were not completely wasted. They got the one run in the second, but you'd certainly expect there to be more damage given the traffic that has been on the bases thus far.
They do well in that department, though. About 38% of the time, they reach on base as on leadoff. So they've been working at it. Their offense has been really one of the top in the league, like we've seen. They've improved a lot, pitching-wise. That's something they've been working on for the last few weeks, as it's a 4-pitch walk to Malik Bolin.
Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on the bullpen for the Hoppers, given Verdrugge's struggles so far this afternoon.
Well, Tosh Porter is going to go over there to talk over with him, as well as Joe Burke to give him some words of encouragement.
Tough to tell, but I don't see any action in the Hoppers bullpen.
I don't think so yet. Coach Kotke's going to roll with Verbrugge, having a confidence in with him and what he did in that first inning, getting out of that jam. And
yeah, that's a great point, Alex. If we've learned something about Verbrugge in this start, is he can pitch with traffic on the bases.
2 pitch. That's got a piece of it. Ray Hilbrich, coming from Purdue University Northwest, Division II school in the GLIAC.
The Pride. Purdue Northwest Pride.
A lot of good schools down there. I went to Wayne State in the GLIAC. Some of the other schools, Saginaw Valley, Davenport, Grand Valley. And then some of the schools in the UP, Lake Superior State, Michigan Tech, Northern Michigan University. But Hilbrich has been impressive coming out of the gate, 435. So it's 1-2 on him. That one at 89 miles per hour with that fastball, but going upstairs with it. He's had a good stretch of games. Last weekend he was 4 for 7 in their weekend series against the Mammoths. Then went 3 for 5 against the Unicorns a week and a half ago. It's a really good slugging percentage at .609. Chance here to add on to this 1-0 lead here for the Beavers. First and second, no out, 1-2 count. Verbrugge was looking over at second. He was getting a word from Alex Pup. Over at J.D. Stubbs.
Yeah, if you're Verbrugge, you got to bear down. Get the batter.
And this is a team that steals a lot. 42 of 46. Coming in. The Beavers are a team that really like to be aggressive on the base paths. As we're looking how it compares to the rest of the league. As Hilbrich is called out on strikes.
Great off-speed pitch that caught enough of the outside corner, the home plate umpire, to punch out Hilbrich. And like we said, Verbrugge just finding a way to get it done, even with men on base. And we'll see if he can continue to pitch around damage.
Now faces Luke Stevenson. The throw back over to second. And Stubbs able to get there safely. As I mentioned, the Beavers can be aggressive when they want to. First and second, 1 out. Luke Stevenson going that off speed at 73 miles an hour with the curveball.
For a portion of this game, Verbrugge seems to have the most control and command with that off-speed pitch.
And he's found that, but he misses that one, 2-1. You just got to be able to find his command. Wants to get ahead as he throws his fastball at the top part of the zone for Stevenson to chase. Two balls and two strikes on Stevenson. Popped up, first base side. Joe Burke underneath it and hauls it in for the second out. So after the first two men reach, a strikeout looking and a pop out for the Beavers.
Well, that's exactly how Verbrugge got it done in the first inning with the bases loaded and just the one out. Recall he had the pop out in foul territory to third and the strikeout to get out of the inning, and he's just one out away from getting out of this inning.
Judd on the first pitch. Into shallow right. Schellenbarger calling everyone off to haul it in. Good communication by the Hoppers to retire the Beavers. Leave runners on first and second, and they can't get anything else. We head to the top of the fourth. We're going to send it down to Kara Wolfbauer for our Chevy fan of the game.
I'm right out here in front with you guys today, and I am here with John. Give him a wave, John. Beautiful wave, John. John is our Metro Trade Chevy Dealers fan of the game today, and he is here with his faithful friends, I believe he said. There are about 150 people. They do like a Sunday school thing together, and he says it's fantastic. He wanted to give him a shout out. Want to say hi to him?
Hello, Woodside Bible.
Look at them all waving over there. There we go. Now, so John is our Metro Detroit Chevy Dealers fan of the game today, but you guys can all be winners too. So go ahead, take a look at that scoreboard. Let me see you get those phones out and scan that QR code for a chance to win 4 tickets to our championship game. Now, John, do you think you'll be at the championship game? Maybe people want to sit next to you.
Really?
Really? I'd want to sit next to you. Wouldn't you want to sit next to John? That's what I thought. Me too. So make sure to scan that QR code for a chance to see us at our championship game. We'll send it back up to Johnny now and the guys in the booth.
Thank you, Kara. When it's time for baseball, it's time for beer. Two Hearted Ale has been named the #1 beer in America for the past 4 years by members of the American Home Brewers Association. Play ball with the best. Two Hearted Ale, the iconic American IPA from Bell's Brewery, Cornstalk, Michigan. Please drink responsibly. Top of the fourth inning here at Jimmy John's Field. Nick Bonk gets back on the bump. It's a 1-0 lead here still for the Beavers. They had a chance to add on some more, but were unable to. As for Verbrugge, has gotten back into his groove. But Bonk, it's actually going to be Brian Ross, I beg your pardon. He's going to be coming in relief for Nick Bonk. But nonetheless, a great performance, for Bonk here in his first start and only his second appearance here in his USPBL career.
Yeah, he keeps that ERA at 0.00, Alex. You can't get any better than that. 3 innings pitched tonight, and he concludes with 0 runs earned. Couple of strikeouts in there. All around nice performance for Nick Bonk in his first start in the USPBL. His 4th inning pitched at the conclusion of his start here this evening. But Nick Bonk with a bright future here at the USPBL if he keeps this up.
Yeah, he did really well here tonight. Going to turn it over to Ross as we take a look at him coming from Saginaw, Michigan, and making his 12th appearance on the season. And 16 innings of work, 12 strikeouts, 12 walks, and 13 earned runs. Opposing batting average at .288. As he's going to face Califoot to lead it off. It'll be 3-4-5 for the Hoppers. So far, 1 run, 4 hits, no errors for the Beavers, no runs, 2 hits, and an error for the Hoppers. 88 miles per hour, misses. 2-0 on Joseph Califoot, who had a single this last time up.
Yeah, he's been one of the lone bright spots offensively for the Hoppers thus far. They've scattered just the 2 hits, with Califoot being one of them, and he gives this one a ride.
Out into the right center field gap. That one is going to go all the way to the wall. He's going to hustle into second base for a stand-up double. At that good vision right there, Jake. Found the gap. And the leadoff man is on for the Hoppers here for the second time here tonight.
Yeah, first extra base hit for either team, and what a time for the Hoppers. It's the leadoff man on second with nobody out, and a golden opportunity to not only tie this game, but perhaps even string together a crooked number and take the lead here in the top half of the 4th inning.
You got the right guy up at the plate, Joe Burke, who has been impressive over the last few games. Had a great weekend against the Unicorns. Went 3 for 6 and a home run. He's batting .500 against the Beavers this season. A couple of extra base hits on the ground foul. And 2 on Joe Burke. Was a part of the Hoppers last season where he only bat 189, but it did hit 8 home runs.
Yeah, Alex, if you're Brian Ross here, you come into the game as a reliever. It's a bullpen day for the Beavers, and just so important for you to establish yourself on the mound, get some outs, and hold on to that lead. A tall task, and he's put himself in a hole here with the leadoff double. We'll see if he can bear down and fight back.
Looking to do so here against a very dangerous hitter in Burke. Coming in with that heart of the order. That's always difficult. He just misses on below the knees, 1-2.
Fans enjoying the sun out there in the right field lawn, and a beautiful sunny day here at Jimmy John's Field. 80 degrees. You can't ask for much more.
And that warm weather coming in the early part of July. It's now 2-2 as he misses on the fastball at 88. And take a look over at that lawn seat area out in right field like you were mentioning, Jake.
Not a shady spot in sight, Alex. Doesn't get much better than that.
Yeah, always good for those fans out there. And Burke goes down swinging. Stevenson will tag him and was in the dirt, but that's a huge out.
Yeah, we're seeing both teams' pitchers really battle with runners on. You know, at times on the mound, they haven't looked like they're in complete control, and then all of a sudden it's like something clicks when there's runners and traffic in the base paths. That's where they've really shown the ability to bear down and get guys out.
Yeah, they've been working on that a lot here today. Brian Schellenbarger steps in, takes a big rip and miss on the first pitch. Hoppers trying to tie the game. 1 for 1 for Schellenbarger here today. One goes foul.
Yeah, very aggressive approach from both these teams in regards to the offensive approach. Seems like a lot of the guys going up there, looking at first pitches, getting their hacks in early and really trying to find the ability to attack early in the at-bat.
Trying to do so here. The Hoppers come in today hitting .262 with runners in scoring positions. That one's grounded foul. Ross taking a second to compose himself with 1 out. We're here in the top of the 4th. 0-2 pitch coming. moving inside with his fastball.
See, I like that spot on an 0-2 pitch. Move the feet of the batter a little bit, back him off the plate. You're still in command. You're still in control of the count. Ahead 1-2 with that ball. All of a sudden, by moving the batter's feet, Schellenbarger has to regroup, rethink a little bit, and is still behind in the count 1-2. Let's see what Ross can do here.
1-2 pitch coming. Again.
Now he's out in front of that one a little bit, but 2 strikes, just looking to stay alive and fight off anything that's not in that hit zone is Schellenbarger.
He had to go after that one. Couldn't let that one go by. Ross takes a look over at second briefly. Does again, pitching from the stretch. 1-2 pitch. On the ground, rolling over to Judd. Gets it to Stubbs. Callowfoot advances to third. But he does move the runner over, which is what they wanted to do.
And Ross is 1 out away from pitching around that leadoff double, Alex. And I've been impressed with the way he's attacked hitters after surrendering that leadoff double to Callowfoot.
Yeah, he's made some adjustments very quickly on the fly. Something you have to have in this part of the game. Going up with Anthony Flores, time called. Looks like we got a pitch clock violation on Flores. Wasn't in the box. Actually was on Ross, excuse me. Didn't get the pitch off in time. Now, the pitch clock has been something that's been implemented throughout all baseball this year. This one into right. And what a play coming in. Ray Hilbrich. One hung in the air for a long time, but able to get the out. And the Hoppers are left off the board, heading to the bottom of the fourth. It's a 1-0 lead. We'll be back right here on the USPBL Network.
First State Bank is a locally owned and operated business. We're part of your community. At fsbcares.com, you'll find ways that we're making a difference by featuring locally owned and operated businesses, providing access to helpful financial resources, and engaging with community. FSBcares.com is part of our commitment to the neighborhood because strong neighbors mean stronger communities. Where good neighbors do great things. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
Bottom of the fourth inning here at Jimmy John's Field. 1-0 Beavers advantage over the Hoppers on this Friday night. It's Fireworks Friday presented by MMI Door. Alex Johnson, Jake Rietma here on the call for you this evening. Our Hoppers strand a leadoff runner. We're at second base on the double by Callowfoot. Couldn't get anything else. Verbrugge has been strong as we take a look at the Beavers dugout. They've had some opportunities to add on to this lead that they have. Going to be 8-9-1, Yoshida, Wilcoxon, and Davis. Verbrugge looking for a quicker inning. Has gone through some trouble so far. Want to be able to get ahead. 2-0 as that one bounces in the dirt.
Yeah, Verbrugge here, Alex, has a chance to really put together a productive and quality start based on the traffic that's been on the bases prior to this inning. You're surprised to see just the one run for the Beavers. Really a story of missed opportunities, but if you're Verbrugge, why not capitalize on that?
We're going to do so here. We got that strike. That one way outside. We're going with that fastball at 88. 3-1 on Yoshida. Walked his first time up. That one found the inside corner. Run it full.
Yeah, Yoshida stands pretty close to the plate.
Floating that one, and that one's going to drop in front of Acevedo and Schellenbarger. So a bloop single for Yoshida.
Yeah, that's why the game of baseball is a crazy game, Alex. Sometimes the most softly hit balls are the ones that find some space in the outfield, a lawn dart, but nonetheless, leadoff man on once again for the Beavers.
Yeah, that's been the story for them, getting that leadoff man on, gets some momentum. That really wasn't hit really hard, but Yoshida was able to find a way to get on base. Looking over to Ben Wilcox, and he steps in. Grounded out to third his first time up. They've had a good setup. Now trying to capitalize on it. It's been the story for the Beavers. They've been struggling with that, with only that one run. That was on that RBI single in the second by Chris Davis. 2-0 pitch, big swing and a miss. Go with that fastball that Wilcoxon chased. Verbrugge takes a quick look over at first, pitching from the stretch. Missed at that outside part of the plate, going off speed, like a 3-1.
Yeah, Yoshida over there at first base, just the 2 stolen bases on the season. I beg your pardon, he's 1 of 2 on the season, so not a base stealer per se, but he's got happy feet as well as he jumps around.
Verbrugge missed him inside. Now first and second again for the Beavers. Chris Davis now.
I'm still not seeing any action in the Hoppers bullpen, Alex.
They've been riding with Verbrugge. Another situation, that one bounces off of Porter. Both runners advance. There's some miscommunication on where that was going to go. And Davis is responsible for the run, and he had in the second. Trying to tack on some more.
Golden opportunity here for the All-Star, Chris Davis.
And he's been doing really well. Coming in with a .333 average. 14 runs driven in now. That one finds the outside part of the plate, 2-1. And you got to be so careful with Davis and what he brings to the table and the damage he can do. Back up the middle. Into center field for a base hit. 2 runs are going to score. Actually, they're going to get the 1. Wilcoxon thought he was going to beat it out, but good throw as Porter able to get the tag. Davis advances to second. However, the Beavers do get another run. It's 2-0.
How about that throw from center field from Flores to Porter to gun down the runner? Will Coxon thought he was in, but Flores said not so fast. Showed off the cannon from center field.
And you got to give credit to Flores for making that play. So it's going to go down as a single, advance to second on the throw. So it's 2-0. I kind of jumped ahead of myself there. Looked like it was going to be 2 runs easily, but not so fast as Anthony Flores. It's the second RBI of the day for Chris Davis. Now Rudy Ramirez comes in. Quickly down in the count, 0-2.
That's a great way to help out your pitcher, because in a game like this, 2 runs, I don't think that wins it. And for Flores to gun down the runner at home with that arm from center field, a huge, huge run is wiped off the board, and it just remains 2-0.
And that could be a huge factor, late in the game, There's those little plays, it's huge, for the Hoppers per se. They do get it out, but they need to get a couple more here to limit the damage. Ramirez sends one up the gut. Davis will get the stop sign at third, so runners on the corners.
And they learned their lesson not to test Flores' arm in center field. Davis watched an RBI be taken off the board his time up with his single, and he said, I'll put the brakes on at third. We got runners at the corners.
J.D. Stubbs. He's had some good contact in his 2 at-bats here today. He lined out to right. And then he started out the third with a single to right center field. Ramirez on the move. Still second easily. And that aggressiveness, like we mentioned with the Beavers, Jake, limits the double play ball out of the equation.
And now if you're Stubbs with the infield not fully back, but the second baseman back, a ground ball to the right side should score a run.
1 count. Stubbs is very disciplined at the plate. He's a guy that won't chase out anything. 1 count inside at 86.
You can see on your monitor right here, Pup, the shortstop, playing very close to second base. He's almost all the way up the middle on the left-hander.
Trying to play in. You see Berkson a lot more. As they expect him to pull that way. Stubbs thought that was ball 4, but counts 3-2 on J.D. Stubbs. Brugge takes a look, pitching from the stretch. That one goes out of play.
You can feel the murmur of the crowd. They're ready to cheer on some runs. The Beavers have been close. Yes, they've got the 2 ones up there, but they've had traffic on the bases all game.
Back to the screen, Stubbs. Just attacking here.
And we know what Stubbs can do from the plate, and I know these fans do as well. They're ready to come unglued, Alex.
And they're ready to see some more excitement. Stubbs into his stance for Brugge. Looking to get this huge out. Payoff pitch again. Hold that one out to left center. And hauling it in is Joseph Califoot. The runners will advance. Sacrifice fly, gets the job done. And it's now 3-0 Beavers.
And Ramirez moves up to third as well, so alert base running by him. Of course, Davis was going to come home to score on that sac fly. to left field, but a productive at-bat from Stubbs to get that runner home and make it 3-0.
It's really huge. No, most of the time you just stay put if you're at second base or first, but he read what Califoot was at on the field. Bolin on the first pitch, going down the right field line, running out of real estate at Schellenberger.
Look out over there, fans. I know they got the green umbrellas for protection from the foul balls, but you never be too careful, Alex.
Yeah, especially ball coming right at you.
Oh, yeah, we see it right there on the monitor. Great work by our camera crew. They got those green umbrellas there, but still take cover over there down the right field line.
That fan is going to come home with a nice souvenir, that kid. Getting at it, no.
Yeah, you never forget your souvenir game balls, right?
Yeah.
I can recount probably a dozen souvenir game balls from different parks, and they never go away. Those are yours for life.
Those are keepsakes, and it makes them happy, those kids, coming out to a game and saying, I caught a foul ball. And
that's right. You ever caught a foul ball at a game before?
I honestly have not. I've gone to so many baseball games, and
we need better luck then.
Yeah, I just don't have it, unfortunately.
I feel greedy because I've caught many.
Right at home plate.
Maybe we'll get one up here in the booth before the game's over, Alex.
I hope so. That would be nice. Especially that large, the netting, behind home plate.
I don't like our chances.
To protect, the safety, the fans. It's just at the sky up, way up, for it to happen. It's 3-2 on Malik Bolin. Payoff pitch coming on one hop to Maddox. Over to Burke on the ground, able to get him out in time. But not before the Beavers get to a single by Davis and a sac fly by Stubbs to make it 3-0 Beavers as we head to the fifth. We're going to send it down to Kara Wolfbauer for the baseball relay race.
Thanks, Donnie. I'm over here on the first base side, and I made two new best friends today. This right here is Julianne. Julianne, give a big wave. She's a little nervous. There she is. And here is Olivia. Now, these two girls are best friends, but I think they added me to their friend group today, so I'm very excited to be here with them. Now, what we're going to do is a baseball relay race. So they're going to take these balls from our wonderful interns over here, and not yet, though. But what they're going to do is run over, drop it in the hula hoop, come back, only one ball at a time, and whoever makes it back to me first while dropping off all three balls wins. Are you guys ready? Yes, they have their family over here rooting them on. They got the phones out. They're ready to go. They take swim classes together, so they're used to some friendly competition. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, Olivia's working pretty fast out of the gate. And their shirts, well, Olivia's whole outfit matches this hula hoop, so I think she was honestly prepared for it today. All right, it's pretty close right now. We have one more ball left. Here we go. Julianne is right on Olivia's tail. Oh, and Olivia just gets it, but great job, Julianne. Let's hear it for both of them today. Now, I told them that the winner was getting a t-shirt, but I'm going to give both of you t-shirts because, like I said, we're best friends now. All right, we'll send it back up to Johnny and the guys in the booth.
And thank you, Kara. Jake Reitmel alongside Alex Johnson. So glad to have you along as we move to the top half of the fifth inning. Back to work goes Brian Ross on the bump for the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers in his second inning of work, trying to preserve that shutout for the Beavers. And for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers, bottom of the order, 7, 8, 9. Chris O'Neill, the designated hitter, will lead it off as the shadows here at Jimmy John's Field overtake the infield. But the sun's still shining bright in the outfield, 80 degrees here in beautiful, beautiful Utica, Michigan, just miles away from Lake St. Clair. No better place to be on a July evening in Michigan than Jimmy John's Field. 3-0 Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers in the top half of the 5th inning. And back to work goes Brian Ross. 6'7" right-hander will work from the stretch, first base side of the rubber, facing Chris O'Neill to lead it off. Swinging at the first pitch, it's 0-1. O'Neill struck out his first time up, but he's a guy that can do damage for this Hoppers team as they look to work into this 3-0 hole that they find themselves in the top half of the 5th. The 0-1 fouled straight back, and it's 0-2.
Yeah, O'Neill looking to get some offense production going for the Hoppers. Ross did really well in the last half inning. Got that leadoff double, but stranded that. So this is a chance here for the Hoppers, now down 3, to get some action on, get some runners on base.
High and tight on the 0-2, and that's one way to move the batter's feet as O'Neill goes spinning out of the way and steps out of the batter's box. And in the heat of competition, we know everybody competing in the USPBL, but high and tight doesn't always sit right, no matter how good of friends you are. But Ross goes back to work from the stretch. The 1-2 on the ground softly to third. Yoshida has it, fires across the diamond for the out. A nice play and a long throw for out number 1. 5-3 goes the put out, and there's one away.
And you got like Yoshida, he's made some key plays. He's done some great plays over there at the hot corner. And that one hop on the top of his head, able to throw it over. It was a hard throw, getting it down to J.D. Stubbs over at first. But nonetheless, he did a good job there. It was just a little bit difficult at bat, but Ross able to retire him.
And there's one away for Todd Maddox. 0 for 1 so far today, swinging at the first pitch and following this one back. It's 0-1. 213 batting average entering play this evening. 2 bombs on the season, 8 runs batted in.
Maddox 0 for 1 today, grounded into a fielder's choice that ended the 2nd inning.
And he's behind here, 0-2, as Ross continues to look comfortable on the bump. Both Beavers pitchers have really pounded the zone, and not only that, but they've had command as they work 4 scoreless innings, and there's one away with nobody on here in the 5th.
That's something that's been a really impressive point. You mentioned, Jake, the pitching has been strong here today. They shut out the Hoppers, back on Wednesday. Trying to pull it off here again. And the pitching, there's something that was off to a little bit of a slow start at the beginning of the year for the Beavers, but they've pulled it in. They've made some adjustments.
A 1-2 misses, and it's 2-2. Infield plays straight up. Davis in center, shaded a bit to left center. But other than that, the outfield relatively straight up with the bases empty and one away. The 2-2. In the air softly at second base. Judd's there. Easy catch for out number 2. And Todd Maddox is retired for the 2nd time today. He's 0 for 2. And there are 2 away.
Yeah, it was a good read by Marcus Judd to take a few feet back to make the catch. And just don't want to be able to go down in order if you're the Hoppers, especially with that bottom of the order. Want to generate a spark so you can send it over to the top of the order.
2 outs and the bases empty for Taj Porter. He flew out to left his first time up, swings at the first one and misses. And once again, Ross is ahead, 0-1. I got a couple of stats we're keeping for Ross. First pitch strikes, he's done that on 8 of 10 batters faced. He's also lost his hat 4 different times while pitching, if you're keeping track of that one. The 0-1 misses outside. And there goes the hat again. Somebody get him some duct tape. Something to keep that hat on.
Yeah, the hat just doesn't want to stay on him.
I think you got to chalk it up to the solid head of lettuce that Ross is working with. Sick flow, I believe is what the kids say. And here's the 1-1. Inside part of the plate, misses. And ahead in the count is Taj Porter, 2-1. And stop me if you've heard this one before, but Ross needing to adjust his ball cap just a bit.
We got time called here. We got a pitch clock violation on Porter to make it 2-2. We mentioned about that we had a pitch clock violation earlier. That's something that's been implemented in baseball from the major leagues down to here.
Improving the speed of play, absolutely. And right on cue, the 2-2. Misses outside, run the count full.
And you got to be able to be alert, especially with the long run over from the dugouts. It's like a mile away, it feels, just to get to the batter's box, so you're not getting a violation call.
The 3-2. Swung on and missed. Down goes Porter, and Ross has himself a 1-2-3 inning as the Hoppers are retired in order. Score remains 3-0 Birmingham Beavers. Back for the bottom half of the fifth next on the USPBL Network.
Throughout your life, from big moments to ones well earned, we're your financial guardian angel. Alliance Catholic Credit Union.
You hear about the promo that Jimmy's John's got going on? 5 off 20? How they pulling it off? Magic? You got David's Copperfields in there? Show yourself, Copperfields!
Jimmy John's. $5 off orders of 20 or more.
Jake Riepma back with you alongside Alex Johnson on the USPBL Network. So glad to have you along for this evening's contest between the Eastside Diamond Hoppers and the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers. Beavers with the lead thus far, 3-0 as we head to the bottom half of the fifth inning. Raymond Hilbrich will lead it off for the Beavers. He has struck out and also flew out. He's 0 for 2 on the day.
It's going to be a new pitcher, Jake, for the Hoppers. It's going to be the right-handed pitcher from Augusta, Kansas, Nolan Riley, coming in, making his 12th appearance on the season. And 12 innings of work, 12 earned runs, 9 strikeouts compared to 5 walks, 255 batting average. He did pitch on Wednesday in innings of work. Did allow 1 run, 1 hit, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, and 2 walks on 8 batters faced.
And Nolan Riley will face the 5, 6, and 7 hitters to begin here in the bottom half of the fifth inning as the right-hander takes his last couple of warm-up tosses. And what a name, Nolan Riley. Not quite the name of legendary pitcher Nolan Ryan, but enough to insinuate that this guy knows how to pitch as Nolan Riley goes to work. And we too get back to the action on the field here at Jimmy John's Field. Raymond Hilbrich to lead it off on a beautiful evening in downtown Utica. Sun still hitting the right field berm beyond the right field wall, but the rest of the stadium starting to come under shadows as the first pitch from Riley is in there for a called strike on Raymond Hilbrich.
Yeah, Riley has a lot to offer. Has 4 pitches, has a 4-seam, a 2-seam, a curveball. Also has a splitter that he can use.
The 0-1 misses. Run the count even. 1 ball and 1 strike. 315 down the left field line. 395 to straightaway center field. And right field line plays 320 at the foul pole. The 1-1 swung on and miss. Make it 1-2, and Riley is ahead of the first batter he's facing. And if you're the Hoppers, someone's still within reach. The Beavers have had traffic on the bases all night, but haven't really had the big hit that's yielded a lot of runs. It's just 3-0 as this one's fouled straight back. Run the count, or make it 1-2 rather, with the bases empty and nobody out.
Yeah, Riley looking to have a a quick inning of work, try to get the Beavers down in order. No, the last time, like I mentioned, got into a little bit of a trouble, a little bit of a jam.
This one misses outside, and it's even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Not a lot of wind in the air today. In fact, that flag out beyond center field, or right center, really hasn't moved much in the last couple of hours since we've began the action on the field. The 2-2 from Riley. In the air deep. Going back to right field is Schellenbacher. At the warning track, makes the catch for the first out of the inning with just a few feet to spare. And Hilbrich gave it a ride, but just having enough room in right was Schellenbacher for out number 1.
Yeah, you mentioned how the wind wasn't blowing that much here this evening. It wasn't going to carry it out. Schellenbacher at the warning track, able to make the play. No, he was thinking about if that was going to go out, but he had enough real estate to go all the way back to the wall to haul it in.
Swinging at the first pitch is Luke Stevenson. He's 0 for 2 on the day, struck out back in the first, and also popped out to foul territory his second time up. Yeah, you're right, almost right on cue. I was talking about the wind, and if Hilbrich had just a little bit of wind, that ball might have carried out of here for the game's first home run. Nonetheless, score remains 3-0, and it's 0-1. Missing with the off speed outside, and the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Fireworks spectacular following this evening's game. The fans in for a treat for that one on a Friday night here at Jimmy John's Field.
Always good to come out here. They love watching the fireworks, after the game. And
this one's fouled straight back, and Riley has 2 strikes on Luke Stevenson. Alex, do you have a favorite type of firework? Because I do, believe it or not.
I don't really have like an exact favorite. I just kind of like watching the fireworks, just as a fan. And
I like the ones that it's almost like a flash of a camera, and then the boom or the sound that ensues is so noteworthy that it feels like it shakes your insides. I don't want to get distracted with the big fireworks that explode everywhere. I like the big thud of the flash ones. You see them at Comerica Park. You'll oftentimes see them in the grand finale. I mean, I'm in for the big boom. Yeah. Here's the 2-2, swung on and miss, and a strikeout for Nolan Riley as Luke Stevenson is retired for the second out of the inning, and there are 2 away.
Yeah, he startled him with that pitch going right down the top part of the strike zone, and what fireworks kind of startle people, the big boom. And
yeah, the dogs probably don't like those ones.
Yeah, those ones kind of catch me off guard and kind of give me, it's really.
Well, stay alert, Alex. Stay alert. You've been warned tonight.
Yeah.
How about Marcus Judd batting with 2 outs and the bases empty as Riley has looked sharp in his relief appearance thus far, retiring the first 2 Beavers he's faced. Marcus Judd with the open stance on the right side, waits the 1-0. Offers at it and fouls it off, 1-1.
Yeah, it's good bounce back here for Riley. If he can able to get this 1-2-3 inning, he'll feel really good about himself.
Trying to add on to this lead for the Beavers is Judd. The 1-1 misses outside, make it 2-1. Now for the Beavers, you look up at that scoreboard and you see 7 hits, and they've just left a lot of guys on base. Haven't really had, and they had the 1 runner thrown out at home. And so just the 3 runs. On the ground, down the line, and we've got a foul ball. I was ready to exclaim extra bases for Judd, and I think some members of at least the third base bleachers would agree with me. And here comes manager Dombrowski to have a word. John Dombrowski having a word with the home plate umpire. I think he saw what I saw, that ball caromed off the base.
Yeah, I thought that was fair. No, it was out right of the third base line. left of the bag. It looked like that was supposed to be a fair ball, but the umpire was kind of like confused on what the call to make. And
yeah, he didn't make it with an assertive call. It was almost like a delayed, hesitant call, and I think that's part of the grief from Dombrowski, who's over there coaching third base for the Beavers. Nonetheless, deuces wild, 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs as Riley works from the stretch. The 2-2. Outside, run the count full. Schellenbarger, the only one standing in the sun at this point, out in right field. Flores in center, plays straight up, and Califoot in left. Infield's back with 2 outs and the bases empty, the full count. Fouled straight back, we'll do it again.
Off the top of the screen, Marcus Judd. He thought he had a base hit, a couple of pitches ago.
We'll just have to do it again here with a full count. Nolan Riley on the mound. Marcus Judd, the native of Davenport, Florida, awaits the payoff pitch. In the air, center field, hit pretty well. Going back is Flores, and he'll make the catch with plenty of room for the long out. And a 1-2-3 inning for Nolan Riley. Back come the Hoppers to bat as we move to the top of the 6th next on the USPBL Network.
You dreamed of starting a company, not an HR department, but your business has grown fast, and so have the complexities of payroll and taxes, benefits administration, and other HR functions. That's why your business needs a professional employer organization like Tryon Solutions. Tryon provides businesses of all sizes access to top-tier healthcare and employee benefit plans. With Tryon, you don't have to grow it alone. Visit RelyOnTryon.com.
You can always rely on Tryon.
We build roads, bridges, wind farms, and pipelines, schools to skyscrapers. Our members create monuments. We operate. We're the operators and mechanics behind the advanced heavy machines that move Michigan forward. We maintain boilers and HVAC. Our members run the complex heating and cooling systems that we all depend on. Our training is second to none, and safety is our priority. We are Operating Engineers 324, and we keep Michigan running.
Welcome back, everyone. Top of the 6th inning we go here at Jimmy John's Field. A 3-0 advantage for the Beavers over the Hoppers. Here in this one, Brian Ross getting back on the mound. Take a look at the Hoppers dugout. Looking to provide a spark on offense. As we look at it here, 6 straight have been retired for the Hoppers. Trying to break out of it here with the top of the order. Only 3 hits for them here today.
Yeah, you got to tip the cap to the Beavers pitching staff. The combination of Bonk and now Brian Ross, and they've really shut down this Hoppers team.
Ross loses his cap again as Pup sends that one foul.
I'm telling you, we got to get that kid some duct tape or some kind of suspenders, but the hat version, because that hat has fallen off, I kid you not, 30 times.
Doesn't want to stay on there.
There it stayed on. How about that? Maybe with the off speed it stays off, or stays on in the fastball when it comes off.
0-2 now. Looking at it here. Wants to keep the score where it is. On the ground to Wilcoxon, sliding for it, makes the throw, and they got him by half a step. What a play, Ben Wilcoxon in the deep part of the infield. That was a very close play. Alex Pup was not happy with the call. He thought he beat it out.
I mean, you can't say enough about that play from Will Coxon, though. The sliding stop and all in one motion, gathers, gets enough on the throw to fire it over to first for the out. That's a web gem, Alex Johnson.
That is not an easy play. Well, that's kind of the plays you see a lot of shortstops do, in the major leagues.
Oh, yeah, big league play all the way by Will Coxon.
Come to plays like you see from like Javier Baez, some of the other guys around.
If it was Javi Baez, he'd throw it past the first baseman and into right field, though.
Well, he's made some key plays. He's made some spectacular plays over there. But what a gem of a play by Will Coxon to get a guy like Alex Pup out who has a lot of speed, especially with that guy as Luis Acevedo skies this one into shallow left. Will Coxon gets a second out of the inning. Joseph Califoot at that leadoff double in the fourth inning. He's 2 for 2 here today. He's been a bright spot. And has done really well when coming into the USPBL, and been a great addition out into the outfield for Coach Ryan Kotke's squad.
And he's got the only extra base hit for the Hoppers. Really the only extra base hit of anybody with that double that he had in the fourth.
Couple seconds here on the pitch clock. Ross gets it off, check swing. And they're going to say he did go. He crossed the plane. 0-2.
You saw the body language from Califoot there. Said it all. Didn't really agree with the call.
Now down in the count. 0-2 pitch. Went inside at 81 miles an hour. The Hoppers have been held quiet here tonight. We mentioned they only had 2 hits on Wednesday. They wanted to get above 500, before the break. With half the season left, and you're looking at these guys, they want to be able to improve. At the end of the day, they still want to win, the title at the end of the year. So it's a 2-2 count on Califoot. Ross throws that one low.
Jonas, what happened to our guy Brian Ross's hat? I got to stop beating the dead horse, but it's very distracting.
Trying to get this on, just trying to do it again. Ross gets to his windup. And that ends 8 straight retired as Califoot so they get a man on. You have 2 outs, and now Joe Burke steps in.
Looks like Dombrowski's out there to take the ball from Ross.
Looks like he's going to do that here. Going to be a pitching change coming in. It's okay if we go to break and I'm going to stay on here. Christian.
Nice performance from Ross, though.
They had 8 straight retired. Only 1 hit and 1 walk. Both from Califoot. He's got a new pitcher here. It's going to be Brennan Cox. He's the left-handed pitcher from Taylor, Michigan. Another Wayne State University guy. Making his 10th appearance on the season. A 2-1 record, 16 innings pitched, 16 strikeouts compared to 5 walks. ERA a little bit over 5. Also went to Riverview Gabriel Richard Catholic High School. A team that's had a lot of success down there. He spent last summer in the MLB Draft League with the State College Spikes, and then played for a few summers in 2018 and 2019 for the Kalamazoo Growlers in the Northwoods League. Coming in here with a runner on first and 2 outs, and the Beavers up 3-0.
Yep, one job to do, and that's get this final out of the 6th inning, get his team back into bat with that 3-0 lead.
Want to be able to do that, keep the score where it's at.
Third pitcher used by manager, or for the Beavers rather, from manager John Dombrowski as Cox enters the game.
Coming in as a lefty, so a different approach for the Hoppers. And one inside. Cox will show you the 4-seam, the slider, and a curve changeup. What he brings to the table with that 84-mile-per-hour pitch. Burke 0 for 2, ground out and a strikeout. One pitch coming. He's looking over at the runner. Throws it high, 2-1. Hoppers looking to create some offense. Here's the offering. Missed again. Going upstairs with it. Up next would be Schellenbarger. And 3 straight balls. And Joe Burke gets rewarded first base.
Golden opportunity for Schellenbarger here, Alex. 2 on, 2 out. The Hoppers in desperate need of some offense.
He's batting .217 with runners in scoring position, but a good opportunity to change that. Trying to break this goose egg. Oh, back-to-back walks. So right down the middle at 86 miles an hour.
Nice job by Cox to get ahead in the count.
Don't want to fall behind, and that's something that you got to have here. Pitching from the stretch. 0-1 offering is fouled off. Don't want this to go to waste if you're the Hoppers. Try to chip away at this deficit. If you can get at least 1 here. 0-2 pitch. And this tie, 1 and 2. Chance here for Cox. And he paints the outside corner, the low part of the zone, and he rings up Brian Schellenbarger to end the inning. The Hoppers got two out walks. They strand them. We head to the bottom of the 6th. It's a 3-0 Beavers lead. We'll be back after this here on the USPBL Network.
Check your checking. If your account doesn't get you pumped, amped, or geeked, make the switch to Genius Checking from Genesis Credit Union. It's just genius.
The Dave & Buster's method is designed to help you
unlearn adulthood and discover the funner you hidden within you. The you that doesn't think about adult things and stuff. Ashley, I don't want to hear anything about your car registration when we're at Dave & Buster's.
Okay.
The you want to be. Let the Dave & Buster's method illuminate you. Begin the method today with 5 free games. You know you want to.
Fifth Third Extra Time helps you do you better. So kick back and relax. You have extra time to avoid overdraft fees. Fifth Third Extra Time. This is banking a Fifth Third better.
Bottom of the 6th inning. New pitcher for the Hoppers as the Beavers come back up to the plate. It's going to be Brett Irwin, the right-hander from Fairfield, California, coming in. The fans are having a good one here tonight as Irwin comes in with a 4.32 ERA, 0-1 on the season, making his 8th appearance. He hasn't pitched since June 28th against the Mammoths. In 3 innings of work, 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, and 1 earned run. The Hoppers looking to keep the score where it is. Irwin played at the University of Maine, the Division I school in the America East Conference. He also spent time before that at UC Davis, where he spent 4 seasons there, and then played at the Rocky Mountain Vibes of the Pioneer League in independent baseball last summer. He's going to face 8-9-1 Yoshida, Wilcoxon, and Davis. 1-0 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Irwin going at him with that 91-mile-per-hour fastball. Irwin getting into his windup, taking a long look at home plate. It's that one low, 2-1. Yoshida reached on base with a bloop single. Yoshida had to move out of the way of that one. Count reads 3 balls and 1 strike.
Look at that fan taking a picture, a panoramic picture as well. That's fundamentally sound. Good form on the pano there.
Trying to keep a keepsake and a memory. Well, to last forever, Yoshida gets a free pass. Take a look at the sky and looking for here.
That's a postcard waiting to be made. Jimmy John's Field, the sun setting in beautiful southeast Michigan. A beautiful July night. We got fireworks coming up. Yoshida gets the free pass. Where else would you rather be?
Anything, the baseball game here tonight's been a good one. The fans are enjoying it here tonight. No better place to be than here. Ben Wilcoxon, who made that gem of a play in the last half inning, taking a base hit away from Alex Pup. 1-1 pitch. Wilcoxon has one out foul near the concourse. Wilcoxon's 0 for 1. He had to walk his last time up. One-two pitch. Reaches that one out for it and goes out of play. He's trying to go the opposite way. Well, Coxon into a stance. Irwin getting set with the 1-2 offering. Up the middle, and it's going to drop in.
It's all about hitting them where they ain't, Alex. Another soft blooper that finds some grass out there in the right field side. And Will Coxon is aboard by any way necessary.
Good work there by Will Coxon. A guy that was coming in 1 for 13 in his last few games. It was 0 for 3 on Wednesday, but able to break out of it. But that single into center is Chris Davis.
And you got to give a lot of credit to the bottom of the order for this Beavers team. Both Yoshida in the 8 spot and Will Coxon in the 9 spot has helped paint or set the table, I should say, for Chris Davis at the top of the order.
Trying to capitalize here again, and just down the right field line, but goes foul. He was pulling on it, couldn't keep it fair. But yeah, an RBI single in the second, and another RBI single, advance to second.
And going back to the bottom of the order, Yoshida's been aboard all 3 times. Will Coxon's been on base 2 out of his 3 times. So 5 out of 6, the guys at the bottom of the order doing their job and getting on base for Chris Davis.
And when that bottom of the order is contributing, is a wild pitch by the Hoppers. It helps that top of the order when they come up to the plate. Guys in that 7, 8, 9 are very crucial. In situations like this, Jake, and got to have that here, to have that bottom part of the order step up.
Absolutely, especially when you got an all-star like Chris Davis at the top of the order that can do it all from the leadoff spot.
That one outside upstairs, going at 83 miles an hour by Irwin.
And Davis is the leader of this Beavers team. He's the captain of the all-star team, and he's become more of a vocal leader here in 2023.
On this low, when the counts run full. One of the leaders, one of the captains in the All-Star game tomorrow. Going to be a great day with the Home Run Derby and the All-Star game afterwards. Right at home plate to stay alive. Yeah, he's going to be the captain of Team Orange, and then Burl Dixon of the Wally Mammoths will be the captain of Team Blue. See a lot of great players, this season. Had 4 players get signed by MLB teams this season. Chris Davis. Sends that one out. That one's going to drop in front of Joseph Califoot. He was sliding for it. Will Coxon, the throw is not in time. Davis is going to go all the way to third. So 2-run score on that. Davis goes all the way to third base. And just like that, it's now 5-0.
What can't Davis do? He hit the ball so hard his first couple of times up, and that one, even when it's not hit hard, he's able to find a hole, find some space, and look at the shoulder shrug from him on third base as well. He knows he got away with one, but 2 RBIs, and he gets all the way to third with the heads-up base running. Chris Davis, the human highlight reel.
4 RBI day for Chris Davis. And Joseph Califoot was going for it, sliding to make the play, unable to. And there was just some miscommunication, and now it's now 5-0 now. As Burke in deep foul territory right at the dugout of the Hoppers. Able to retire Ramirez, and all that foul ground you have, you take advantage of it, because in any other ballpark, it would be in the seats.
It's almost like the Coliseum in Oakland, right?
Yeah.
Maybe not quite that much foul territory.
Yeah, but it's a decent size amount of foul ground along the base pass, and then not a whole lot behind home plate. J.D. Stubbs steps in. He's 1 for 2 today. Had a sac fly his last time up. One count. Irwin getting set. In the air. Skied up. Going to be caught by Pup. So Davis unable to score. So the can of corn for Alex Pup. Now Malik Bolin look to tack on here. 1 for 2 for him on the day. Irwin trying to get out of this here with limited damage. That was a triple on for Davis. Swing and a miss. Makes it 1 and 2, going with that 80 miles an hour. The Hoppers look to try to come back here when they come back up to bat. Irwin thought that was strike 3, not so, says the home plate umpire. As it's 2 and 2 now. With 2 outs, it's a 5-0 Beavers lead. Swing and a miss. Porter will throw it over to Burke to complete the strikeout. That'll end the inning. Chris Davis, it's been his night, a 4 RBI night. Brings in 2 more, and it's a 5-0 Beavers lead. We head to the top of the 7th. We'll be back right here on the USPBL Network.
Thanks, Johnny. All right, friends. Has anyone here ever heard of Hamlin Pub? Yes. That's what I thought. Yes. Now, they have great pizza. And there's a Lucky Row out here somewhere. You can pass through, sir. Come on. This is my guy right here. We're going to announce this Lucky Row together. No, he doesn't want to. That's okay. But we have a Lucky Row out here today. Hamlin Pub is going to give out a little coupon for a free personal pan pizza. But I haven't picked the row yet. So let me hear you.
Anyone in Michigan can bank with us. Michigan schools
I think I'm going to go with Section 101. Sorry, guys. Row 4. Section 101, row 4. You guys are our winners today. I see you waving. There we go. There you go, sir. Section 101, row 4. You guys get a voucher for a free personal pan pizza at Hamlin Pub. Congratulations.
Top of the 7th inning here at Jimmy John's Field. The Beavers 5 and the Hoppers nothing. Alex Johnson and Jake Rietba here with you for the call this evening. And the Hoppers are trying to rally back here.
Alex, if you're the Hoppers, what are you saying in the dugout? You're down 5-0. You're coming to bat in the top of the 7th. It just hasn't been your night so far, but what can they do to get the ball bouncing in the right direction?
It looks like they got to be able to just attack early, able to get guys on base, get the leadoff man on, trying to generate some spark on offense. We're trying to get that 2-out rally, with the back-to-back walks, but we're unable to get anything to capitalize on it. And we're going to see what they can do here, Jake, with Flores, O'Neill, and Maddox. Brendan Cox back in for his 2nd inning of work.
Yeah, there just hasn't been a lot of production up and down this Eastside Diamond Hoppers lineup of note. You got Colafoot with the 2 hits, but other than that, just a lot of success for the Beavers defensively and in particular on the bump from their pitching staff.
Yeah, the Beavers' pitching has been strong, right at the knees on the fastball from Cox. At the knees again, going with that fastball.
Got to point out the lights are on and officially no more sun shining on that beautiful right field berm beyond the wall in right field. But the fans, I hope they brought their sunscreen out there.
Yeah, it's been a hot day and right at that sun and right at you. Don't want to get sunburned.
Now I usually go with the SPF 10. Right in between the 5 and 15. How about you, Alex?
Well, maybe go a little bit more. About 30.
30. Better safe than sorry.
Yeah.
I like to burn to tan, though. You get that good base burn, and then you're set up for the summer.
Yeah. I get burned really easily, so I try to put a lot.
So you're not taking any chances. I get it. I get it.
Right back to the screen is Flores.
You see, I was ready for that one, Alex.
Yeah. They're ready for it, yeah. Which is kind of a different, what you put on, with a night game compared to a day game, and amount of sun exposure you got. This was unrolled off to Judd, bobbled it for a second. Still has time to make the play over to Subs, which he does for out number 1.
Yeah, how about the presence of mind there from Judd? Although he bobbled it, didn't panic, knew he had plenty of time at second base, gathered himself, and made a strong throw over to Stubbs for the out. You're not always going to pick it perfectly clean, and Judd did a great job of staying with it to complete the 4-3 putout.
Yeah, you don't want to make those kind of plays where you panic if you make that mistake, but Judd didn't rush anything. He had his time. Now Chris O'Neill stepping in. O'Neill 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a ground out. Only 3 hits for them this evening. Sling that one out to left field. Bolin back at the warning track and able to make the catch. O'Neill thought that was going to carry out, but it did not.
He gave it a ride, didn't he, Alex? Off the bat, that sounded good. The ball just not carrying. Look at the frustration from O'Neill. He hit that one good. It just did not want to carry out of here. And a slow walk off the field certainly epitomizes the disappointment and frustration for Chris O'Neill and the entire Hoppers roster, for that matter, here tonight.
Yeah, he had a good swing on it. He was looking at it. He thought it would just barely go out, but Bolin realized he had enough room to get underneath it at the warning track. So it's 1-1 on Maddox, who's 0 for 2 here tonight. One pitch, right back to the screen. The Hoppers just need to create some chances, running out of outs. 1-2 pitch. Cox missed it outside, 2-2. Back up on the ground to Wilcoxon. He throws it over to Stubbs to retire the side.
What a smooth play.
1-2-3 inning. It's Beavers 5 and the Hoppers nothing as we head to the Genesee Credit Union 7th inning stretch.
At Ascension, Michigan, we're committed to being your first choice for healthcare. Our nationally recognized heart program is the leader throughout Michigan in minimally invasive heart valve procedures. For joint replacement, spine, and cancer care, patients choose our specialists for advanced care and treatment. And we also excel in the things that can't be measured. Listening more closely, caring more compassionately.
We're for people, the pioneers, the underdogs, the players, and the slow and steadies. We're for people, for who they are and who they could become. Yes, we're a bank, and some say our business is all about money, but that's an old idea. Because look past the money, and you'll see real human lives. We see it, because we're for people. Huntington, welcome.
Welcome back, everyone. Get ready to start the bottom of the 7th inning. It's a 5-0 lead for the Beavers over the Hoppers. Alex Johnson, Jake Riepma here for you tonight. And take a look at here some of the comments that we've had here on YouTube and Facebook here tonight. Some of the fans out here enjoying the game here tonight. A lot of fans giving them their support on YouTube and Facebook here tonight. I want to thank everyone tuning in. It could be Luke Drummond here. Another pitcher here for the Hoppers used here tonight. Coming in with a 3.80 ERA, 28 strikeouts, 1-2 record. 28 strikeouts compared to 13 walks and 23 2/3 innings of work. He's going to face the 5, 6, and 7. Hilbert, Stevenson, and Judd. So now Hilbridge will step in. 0 for 3 tonight. Flew out to the warning track to right his last time up. On the ground foul. Quickly 0-2.
And I know we say it time and time again, Alex, but just so crucial for these pitchers to work ahead and to go up 0-2 like this.
Yeah, it's something that the Hoppers have been struggling with for most of the evening. Getting ahead in counts. Drummond misses that one again at 78 miles an hour. Getting into his windup. 2-2 pitch. Pulled foul. Drummond to his windup. 2-2 offering. And able to bloop that one in. Ray Hilbrich for his first hit of the night to left field. Luke Stevenson will come in. That's the 10th base hit tonight for the Beavers.
And Alex, I've got the leadoff man reaching in 5 of 7 innings here for the Beavers.
That's been really crucial, for them getting the leadoff man on. They struggled with getting runs in early, but they've pulled away, for the most part, having a comfortable 5-run lead here, the bottom of the 7th. Counts 0-2 on Stevenson. 0-2 pitch coming. Missed high, 1-2 at the fastball, 88 miles an hour. Drummond getting set, pitching from the stretch. 1-2, and swing and a miss. Stevenson goes down swinging. Third time he's been struck out here tonight. Marcus Judd will come in. One for 3 here today. Swings at the first pitch. Skied. Porter bobbled it, but into his glove. In foul ground. So 1 pitch out.
Yeah, Porter makes the catch, and Alex, you and I saw the catchers working on these foul balls before the game, and Porter had a long run there and all the catcher equipment. It might have been an easier play for Burke, but Porter able to make it nonetheless. I think if you go back on that one, Burke might be a little bit more vocal in calling off the catcher as he had a shorter run and doesn't have any catcher's equipment on.
Yeah, that's a difficult run. Just to be able to get underneath it. But Porter able to get that out. It's 2-0 on Shoma Yoshida. Single, a run scored, couple of runs scored for Yoshida here tonight. Hilbert on the move, Porter with the throw, the tag, not in time. So it's a stolen base for Ray Hilbrich.
First of the year for Ray Hilbrich, first attempt, and bang, bang play, but able to get in there safely.
Yeah, Pup got the tag, but it was not in time. Trying to rally are the Beavers. 2-1 count. 1 foul off the edge of the bat. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Just getting a little bit of a delay here. To get back into the batter's box. Drummond getting set with a 2-2 pitch. Skied that one in the air. Maddox running for it and hunting it down.
What a play by Maddox.
With all that room there, able to make that play. And besides a leadoff single, the Beavers get nothing else. We head to the top of the 8th. They're still up 5. We'll be back after this here on the USPBL
Now,
Network.
Cooled off a bit here, guys. We're about to spice it back up with.
Companies are competing for talent like never before. With the complexities of handling tasks like payroll, benefits administration, and other HR functions, it's easy to see how a professional employer organization like Tryon Solutions makes all the difference. Tryon empowers businesses of all sizes to attract and retain talent by offering access to top-tier healthcare and employee benefit plans. With Tryon, you don't have to grow it alone. Visit RelyOnTryon.com.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Top of the 8th inning here at Jimmy John's Field. We got a new pitcher for the Beavers. Going to be Michael Esposito, looking to hold on to this 5-0 advantage. It's been all Beavers here tonight. Esposito, another lefty here for the Beavers, coming in from Port Washington, New York. SEC grad from the University of South Carolina.
Yeah, 0-1 on the season, Alex. 1.23 ERA in 7 appearances. He's thrown 7 1/3, allowed 1 hit. 3 runs, though. 1 earned run. 9 walks to go along with 21 strikeouts. So you don't like to see the 9 walks in 7 1/3, but the 21 strikeouts, very impressive.
Yeah, he's been a good guy coming in relief for Coach Dombrowski's squad and coming in and making a huge impact. Going to face Porter, Pup, and Escovedo. Oh, 1-0 here. Skied in foul territory, but going to be out of play. Porter 0 for 2 here tonight. One count. At the top part of the zone, make it 1-2 at 80 mile per hour. Off-speed pitch. One-two offering, swing and a miss. Porter goes down swinging, 1 gone.
Boy, he just blew him away in that at-bat. Esposito, wow. The sun's gone down, but boy, he brought the heat.
He's been doing it here. Faces the top of the order now with Alex Pup. So just taking a look at the schedule here. Tomorrow, the 2023 U.S. PBL All-Star Game.
How about that? Are you going to be there for it?
I'll be starting at 5:30. I unfortunately won't be able to be there, unfortunately. But
we'll have to tune in on the stream then.
Have to tune in to watch with the Home Run Derby beforehand and the All-Star Game afterwards. Going to be a good one to see all the action of all the players recognized the U.S. PBL so far this season. And then the second half of the season will start on Thursday. The Beavers will take on the Unicorns. And then the Hoppers, their first game of the second half will be a double dip next Saturday against the Mammoths on the 15th, as Pup gets rewarded a free base.
Well, we'll have to see if it's too little too late, Alex, as the Hoppers just haven't been able to get anything going offensively all night long.
Yeah, they're down to their final 5 outs. Being down 5. You can get a few runs here, and maybe one more impact in the 9th. Acevedo, 1-0 pitch.
That was coming for us, Alex. That was coming for us if there wasn't that net there. I'd have made the catch, I promise.
You would have, yes. That netting right there, it just doesn't allow anything else to go through. It just
it's like a wall.
Went over it that time, but not in our direction. He's been attacking off that heat. Back-to-back 92 mile per hour fastballs from Esposito right up the middle. 1-2. Esposito getting set. Goes upstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. One on and 1 out. Missed inside, ball 3. Esposito looking to get set here with the payoff pitch coming. right at home plate, takes a roll. Yoshida, low throw, throws it away. Pup rounding third. He is going to hustle in to score. This one goes all the way back to the dugout of the Hoppers. And the Hoppers break the goose egg. And it's 5-1.
You know, that's going to go down E5, obviously. But I thought that ball hit Acevedo in the box off his foot initially. Obviously, they got a better view of it down there. But that would have been a foul ball that would have stopped everything, obviously. However, umpire saw it differently. And again, that's just my vantage point from up here, from high atop Jimmy John's Field in the broadcast booth. But nonetheless, tough air for the third baseman, Yoshida, who's played so well today.
Unfortunate now. That keeps the Hoppers in the game. You get a run on the board now, and
you got Acevedo over there at second base now in scoring position with just one out.
1-0 pitch to Califoot. Sends this one out to right center field. Going to be a long run for Hillbridge off the top of the wall. Acevedo rounding third. He is going to score, and just like that, it's 5-2. The Hoppers aren't going away quietly. This game is far from over. And Joseph Califoot is having himself a night. His second extra base hit.
Yeah, that was a towering shot. Almost got out of here. I tell you what, that wind, or lack thereof, there's just been nothing helping these balls fly. But he got every bit of that baseball, Califoot did. His second double of the game, and like you said, this baby's far from over. Runner in scoring position, still just the one out, and we got a 5-2 ball game.
It looked like there's some action here in the Beavers bullpen. That's John Bucalaire. He's trying to warm up Coach Dombrowski. Got the infield in, and can't let this one slip away. A 5-run lead is cut down to 3. And you got the heart of the order now with Joe Burke.
Yeah, anything can happen when you get that heart of the order up. That's why you get 27 outs, baby.
The Hoppers, trying to save their best here for last. 1-0 count. It's tied 2-0. Esposito has been struggling. You got Porter out swinging. Then Pup reached on a walk. Now Acevedo reached on an error that scored a Pup, and then the double by Califoot.
Look out! My goodness.
Bat flying everywhere here.
Everybody take cover. And first and foremost, protect that beer. The beer sales have ended, so you got to enjoy what you have left. You can't let an errant bat knock the beer out of your hand. Good job by those fans.
Gotta be alert. No. It didn't break, though. Trying to complete this comeback. Down 3 of the Hoppers. 2-1 count. Swing and the miss. With the fastball by Esposito at 91.
He held on to the bat that time, though.
Wants to come through here in the clutch.
Oh, where did that miss?
I look like right down the middle. Burke is fortunate there. Still alive. Count 3-2. Payoff pitch coming. And he lost him. Just missed at the top part of the zone. And it looks like Dombrowski is going to pull out Esposito here. John Bucalaire is looking to come in. The Hoppers have made it interesting. Only down 3 with runners on first and second and 1 out. Here at the top of the 8th.
You got the tying run to the plate.
Bryant Schellenbarger. 1 for 3 on the day, but he's going to have to face a tough reliever in John Bucalaire. As we take a look at him, a 6'2", 190 right-hander from Dearborn. Now coming from Madonna University in Livonia, went to Divine Child High School. A couple of players, athletes around here are also Divine Child graduates. But looking at his stat line for him, 13 appearances for the right-hander, a 2.20 ERA, 1-0 record, 16 1/3 innings of work, 25 strikeouts compared to 7 walks. A batting average of .211 to opposing hitters. Looking to come through here. He brings a lot of heat. And he was one of the top players, in college, playing at Madonna, and it brings a lot to the table here, but comes in with runners on first and second with 1 out. What do the Beavers have to do here now that the Hoppers have come to life?
Hey, you got to bear down and find a way to get that out and get your team back in the dugout. And with the time coming up to be 9:30, that's 2.5 hours. So we'll see if that 2.5 hour game time limit is enforced here.
We'll see here with Bryant Schellenbarger. Runners on first and second. Only 1 out for the Hoppers. With the tying run to the plate, Bucalaire trying to clean up the mess here. Esposito, was unfortunate, that error and then allowing that run on that double off of Califoot. Schellenbarger down in the count 0-2. He calls time. Got to do everything you can here. Got to be very cautious here of what you do. 0-2 pitch coming on the ground, foul. Takes a hop on the first base line.
And if you're Schellenbarger, you can't try to do too much with this at bat. I know you're representing the tying plate, and nothing would get this crowd going like a game-tying home run, but you just got to stay within yourself, find your pitch.
And Schellenbarger goes down swinging. Bucalaire bringing the heat. Brings up Anthony Flores. Flores today, 0 for 3. The Hoppers, like I mentioned, 262 with runners in scoring position. With 2 outs, they hit 246.
You see the signs being given from the catcher there.
Yeah, Stevenson, the sign gets a called strike.
1 strike away.
Flores calling time. Trying to extend this inning for Chris O'Neill. First and second, 2 outs. Bucalaire with the 0-2 offering, and misses outside and upstairs. So 1-2 pitch coming. That's low. Going with that 79-mile-per-hour slider. Buechler looking over at second. Getting into his motion. Reaching that one out. Staying alive.
Buechler gets so animated on the mound. Look at him. He's like Mark the Bird Fidrich out there, grabbing dirt and shaking around. Maybe not quite that animated, but getting down low in that stretch position, wiggling the ball, checking the runner.
Foul again. He does have that routine. Just getting set. He takes a look over, gets back up on the rubber, gets into his stance, takes a look at second, and throws the 2-2 pitch. Flores sending one out to left field. Bolin near the warning track hauls it in. He gave it a ride, but just short of the wall as Bolin makes a huge catch. But the Hoppers have made it interesting. Have gotten 2 runs. Makes the reaching on error by Luis Acevedo, and then the RBI double by Joseph Califoot. It's a 3-run game heading to the bottom of the 8th. We'll be back after this here on the USPBL Network.
Check your checking. If your account doesn't get you pumped, amped, or geeked, make the switch to Genius Checking from Genesis Credit Union. It's just genius.
The Dave & Buster's method is designed to help you unlearn adulthood and reset our life around zapping stuff and cheering for stuff with your friends. Begin the method today with 5 free games. You know you want to.
How do these business owners find the time for peace of mind? Because they rely on Tryon to handle difficult and time-consuming HR tasks like payroll, benefits administration, and more. Working with Tryon, one of the nation's top professional employer organizations, provides access to top-tier healthcare and employee benefit plans and its team of attorneys and HR experts. With Tryon, you don't have to grow it alone. Visit RelyOnTryon.com.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Slide into a new home. Work with a local mortgage pro who works for you. Get a cheaper, faster, easier home loan. Find a mortgage broker near you today at findamortgagebroker.com.
Bottom of the 8th inning. It's a 5-2 ball game. The Hoppers got 2 back. They'll turn it over to Chris Kelly. And the fans waiting for the finish of this one. As we take a look at Kelly here, Jake. Coming in with 6'5", 215. Has the lowest ERA out of any pitcher in the USPBL so far this season.
Yeah, he's been dynamite. 3-0 on the season, 0.44 ERA in 20 1/3 innings pitched. He struck out 16 compared to just the 4 walks. Chris Kelly has done a phenomenal job of towing the rubber here in the USPBL in 2023.
He's done really well to that part. Coming from Catholic University in Washington, D.C., Division III school. His last appearance was a start on June 29th against the Unicorns, where he went 5 innings of work, 1 hit, 1 run that was unearned, 2 strikeouts and 2 walks, and 18 batters saved. So he's had a little bit of time off since that outing against the Unicorns on the 29th. He's going to face 9-1-2. Ben Wilcoxon and Chris Davis and Rudy Ramirez.
Now all of a sudden that lead for the Beavers isn't so comfortable, so perhaps some insurance run that they can tack on here in the top half, or the bottom half of the 8th inning, I should say.
A chopper on the first pitch. Maddox 1 pitch, 1 out to Joe Burke. He stepped on the bag. You know he stepped on the bag, so he just tagged Will Cox in just to make sure. You're just looking for a quick inning if you're the Hoppers, and then when they come back up to bat, they will have the bottom of the order in the top half of the 9th.
Yeah, that bottom of the order between O'Neal, Maddox, and Porter have really struggled. 0 for 9 on the day.
Here's Chris Davis.
A combined 0 for 9 on the day, I should say. But you get the idea. They have struggled.
Look at Chris Davis. He's been the opposite of that.
Yeah, no kidding. How about that irony, right? This guy's been a human highlight reel today.
He had a double and advanced to third. So the ruling on that. 3-0 count. Kelly getting set. Also at the heart of the middle. Has a sinker, a knuckle curve, and a changeup. 3-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Count is run full on Davis. Payoff pitch coming. And called strike 3. Chris Kelly comes back from 3-0 to punch out Chris Davis, and he's retired for the first time tonight.
Yeah, if you're Chris Davis, nothing to hang your head on, though. What a day he's had. Responsible largely for this 5-2 lead for the Beavers.
Still an impressive day. 3 for 4, 4 RBIs, 2 singles and a double. He has done his work here today. And it's tough to go perfect. What he's done today is impressive. And Kelly was just marching his way down to the dugout. He thought that was strike 3, and
so did the middle infield. But boy, you talk about showing up an umpire. About halfway to first base, maybe even more.
1-2 count on Ramirez. It's a piece.
No, I know no one would ever admit to this, but it's human nature. You get shown up like that a little bit. Perhaps that strike zone might shrink.
I don't want to get too confident. On the ground on 1 hop to Todd Maddox. It's a long throw to Joe Burke, and it's a 1-2-3 inning, much needed. We head now to the 9th inning, last chance for the Hoppers. Down 3, we'll see what happens. We come back right here on the USPBL Network.
Why are all these business owners smiling? Because they rely on Tryon to handle difficult and time-consuming HR tasks like payroll, benefits administration, and more. Working with one of the nation's top professional employer organizations provides access to top-tier healthcare and employee benefit plans and Tryon's team of attorneys and HR experts. With Tryon, you don't have to grow it alone. Visit RelyOnTryon.com.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Fifth Third Bank. Yeah, it's a quirky name. But here's the thing. 5/3 equals 166.7%. So we put 166.7% into everything we do. Like automatically getting you your paycheck up to 2 days early. Giving you well-deserved extra time to avoid overdraft fees. And helping you borrow from your future self. This is banking a Fifth Third better.
Last call for the Hoppers. 5-2 ball game. John Bucalaire gets back on the bump.
How about our hardworking camera crew? Been at it all game long. You got to give them credit. It's been a long one, but they've powered through, and here we are into the 9th inning.
I want to thank all our interns and all
Yeah, Molly. Hey, that's Molly over there on the camera. She's done a great job all night. I even did a great job in the pregame with us as well.
Yeah. All of our interns know to work really hard to make this broadcast possible, behind the scenes, and I want to thank all of them.
It takes a village.
It does. We'll see what now the Hoppers can do. Trailing 5-2. We've got Chris O'Neill, Todd Maddox, and Taj Porter. They want to look to get to the top of the order. O'Neill tonight 0 for 3. Big rip and miss.
Yeah, O'Neill's 0 for 3, Maddox 0 for 3, and Porter all 0 for 3. And that is exactly what the Beavers need to do, is retire batters 7, 8, and 9 to come away with the win here.
Got a strike there. He swung at it. Time called at home plate. One-two count on O'Neill. All the way to the backstop. We're going to have our post-game show with Kara Wolfbauer with our player of the game when this game ends. Got the All-Star game tomorrow, the Home Run Derby, and the All-Star game. All the festivities start at 5:30 here on the USPBL Network. Then the second half of the season starts on Thursday.
And Alex, if the first half of the season is ending any indication, boy, are we set up for an exciting second half, as the parity in the USPBL has never been better. Every team can beat anybody out there, and there's a punch-out.
Yeah, O'Neill was taking a stroll to first base, and he didn't like the call.
He's really showing up the umpire here.
Yeah, everyone is going back to the standings. Everyone's really neck and neck. The Beavers just 2 outs away from getting their 10th win. So everyone will have double-digit wins. Well, John Bucalaire will be stepping off. We've got a new pitcher here with 1 out here in the 9th. He's going to turn it over now. We're trying to see who that is. Well, trying to get these final 2 outs is going to be, looking at it here just a sec. One moment here. But good work by John Bucalaire nonetheless. It looks like that is going to be Armstrong. Yeah, it's going to be Jake Armstrong, the right-hander from Bloomington, Illinois. A 6'3", 205 right-hander, making his 6th appearance on the season. One of the guys joined the team mid-season, but has done really well since coming in to the USPBL. Played at Western Illinois University, a Division I school in the Summit League. Before that, he spent his time at Milwaukee on the Horizon League. Then in 2019, he spent his time at Heartland Community College.
Fans loving the YMCA here. Might be into the 9th inning and past some people's bedtimes, mine included, but they're loving it here on a Friday night. Some fans taking the selfies. We got it all here at Jimmy John's Field, Alex.
Absolutely. The fans are going to be ready to go run the bases and then watch the fireworks. Presented by MMI Door.
These two fans here got to get off social media. There's a great game going on here. They're missing it.
Yeah, get back on in just a second, just taking some moment to.
Or maybe they were taking selfies.
Anything they can do, to take the break in the action. No.
That's true. That's true. At least the game wasn't going on. You're right. I'll give them a free pass this time. Nobody likes the phone police, I guess. Here we go. Here's the YMCA from the fans. Everybody now. Everybody. How about it?
Spending a good time out here at the ball game.
Yeah, there it is. I told you, it's the selfies. We're on to it. It's the Snapchat selfies right there. That one's going on Snapchat. Oh, what a photo finish. How about our camera crew catching that in the action? You can't say enough about this camera crew at Jimmy John's Field, Alex. They're the best in the business.
Absolutely. They do a phenomenal job day in and day out.
Selfie takers beware. Even in the 9th inning, we might catch you taking some selfies on Snapchat.
There's got to be alert out there in the fans, out in the stands. No.
That's right. Head on a swivel.
1-0 count here to Todd Maddox.
I mean, whatever camera operator captured that, they had the zoom, able to see the selfie in action. That was well done.
One pitch, swing and a miss. With the off speed at 71. It's now 1-2 on Todd Maddox. Armstrong getting set here, and he retires Todd Maddox. The Hoppers are down to their final out. Brings up Taj Porter to look to keep this game alive. Armstrong sends the first pitch high. Just outside, 2-0. The Hoppers got 2 runs in the last inning. Been held to only 4 hits. Up the middle. The Hoppers not done yet.
That'll keep this game going.
First hit for Porter. Brings up Alex Pup. Pup steps in here. Looking to keep it going, try to get to that middle part of the order as much as they can. Over 3 today is Alex Pup. Looking to keep this game going. And right to the screen, and he's down to his final strike. And so are the Hoppers. Armstrong with the 0-2 pitch. Into shallow right, and that one is going to stay fair. Porter goes all the way to third, a bloop single, and now the tying run is coming up to the plate.
These Diamond Hoppers just won't quit, Alex.
It was just reaching that one out. It was a long run for Judd and Hillbridge.
No man's land.
It was just like a softly hit ball and just.
The best hitters can hit them where they ain't.
Except a tying run. Luis Acevedo. Reached on an error his last time up. All right, to the screen, 1-1. Califoot would be next. You want to be able to get a run in, maybe 2.
Well, you got to get 3 in to extend the game.
Yeah, he does. No, You don't want to try to try to be the hero ball, and go for the long ball rather, but.
Yeah, especially tonight, the balls just have not been flying out of the yard, but maybe he can change that with one swing of the bat.
We'll see what he can do here. Against Armstrong, 1-2 pitch, missed high, 2-2. Pup staying at first base. 2-2 pitch. Sending that one out to right field. Going down for it and making the catch is Ray Hilbrich, and the Beavers will take the game 5-2. The Hoppers threaten and get a 2-out rally, but don't get anything out of it. And the Beavers will end the first half of the season in the win column. And everyone has at least 10 wins heading into the All-Star break.
Yeah, how about that for the Beavers? Just a total team effort here tonight. Chris Davis was spectacular at the top of the order, but a great pitching effort to limit the Hoppers to just the 2 runs that came in that 8th inning. But all said and done, a really momentous way for the Beavers to head into the All-Star break with the victory here tonight, 5-2.
Absolutely. We're going to step aside for a moment. We'll be back for our post-game show with Kara Wolfbauer when we come back right here on the USPBL Network.
There are many things you can rely on in this world, like a sunny day brightening your mood, your mom baking the world's best apple pie, and never a dull moment in running your business. And when it comes to time-consuming HR tasks, you can rely on Tryon. Tryon can handle payroll and taxes, employee benefits, and more, so you can stay focused on attracting and retaining the best talent. With Tryon, you don't have to grow it alone. Visit RelyOnTryon.com.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Jimmy John's Field is the perfect venue for birthday parties, summer picnics, company outings, and provides the best entertainment in Metro Detroit with great baseball all summer long. Spend your summer nights under the lights at Jimmy John's Field in historic downtown Utica.
Welcome back, everyone, to Jimmy John's Field. The Beavers are the victors here tonight, winning by a final score of 5-2 over the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. We're going to set it down to Kara Wolfbauer with our player of the game tonight, Chris Davis.
Healthcare player of the game, Chris Davis. You guys saw him a lot tonight. Now, he went 3 for 4 today, 2 singles, a double, and a hit by pitch. So got on base 4 out of 5 times today. So it's no wonder that he is an all-star tomorrow at our all-star game. So make sure to come check him out tomorrow night. But he's actually an all-star captain, so he made his selections this week. They're ready for tomorrow. And how are you carrying this high of today into the all-star game tomorrow, Chris?
I'm incredibly excited, very grateful to have the opportunity to play in the USPBL All-Star Game tomorrow. It should be a fun event. You know, I'm taking on Team Burrow and the group that he put together, and hopefully it's a blast for everybody involved. I know it should be, and you know, it's good to get a Beaver win heading into that weekend.
Yes, and also really excited. He's leading the league in home runs right now, so we're really looking forward to seeing you in our home run derby tomorrow. And how do you plan to make those adjustments, maybe hitting home runs up to bat, because it's much different than hitting the ball in BP?
Absolutely. I've got Tremaine Spears, one of my teammates, throwing to me in the derby tomorrow. We've been practicing a little bit. Basically, I told him where I like the ball to be thrown, and we'll see how far I can hit it. It'll be a lot of fun. Just try to have that intent to drive the ball in the air to the pull side, which frankly is not that much different than what I'm doing in the early in counts and leverage counts in the game. So just hope to carry that approach through the derby setting. Yeah.
Yes, really excited for tomorrow. We've seen some great leadoff home runs from you this year, and first pitches hit right over the fence. So I'm really excited to see you out there on the field tomorrow against Team Burrell. So looking forward to tomorrow, everybody. Make sure to check out our All-Star game. If you can't be here, make sure to check out the broadcast. We're going to be doing all this stuff up in the booth. We can't wait to see you guys next time, though, at Jimmy John's Field. Thanks to Johnny. Thank you, Chris. And thanks to everybody up in that broadcast booth. Let's wrap it up for tonight, and we'll see you next time at Jimmy John's Field. Go Beavers.
Thanks so much, Kara. Thanks so much, Chris. And the Beavers coming away with a 5-2 victory here tonight, Jake. And any final thoughts here tonight?
Oh, you just couldn't have drawn it up any better. You got the kids running the bases now, getting ready for some fireworks. A great baseball game here, going into the win column, into the All-Star break for the Beavers. You just heard the interview there with Kara Wolfbauer. Chris Davis ready to do his best at the Home Run Derby. It's a win-win-win for everybody, Alex, and it's a pleasure being on the call with you. What a night here at Jimmy John's Field.
Yeah, absolutely, Jake. That's going to do it for us here tonight. Our final score here, it's the Beavers 5 and the Hoppers 2. Here on the USPBL Network as we close out the first half of the regular season. On behalf of my partners, Jake Rietma and Kara Wolfbauer, I'm Alex Johnson. Thank you for tuning in to tonight's game, and we'll see you tomorrow for the 2023 USPBL All-Star Game with the Home Run Derby and the All-Star Game beginning at 5:30 right here on the USPBL Network. Have a good night, everyone.